say? What do you say when you for Halloween? Huh?
Trick or treat. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, there you go.
A little sugar to start the night off. Yes, sir.
A little bit of sugar. A little bit of sugar. You want a piece of candy, John?
No.
Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. It's already sparking over there.
Kyle. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for swinging through.
Yeah, no
last
problem.
minute here.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about having a guest from fucking Holland.
Yes, sir. I thought you were based out in GR. I thought I was going to
Really?
rush all the way out there. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, right here in Holland, man.
Awesome.
There's some fucking man. Why do you think Holland gets like a bad rap?
I think it's because, like,
You can creep up to the mic a little bit. You can move it up and down too, however you'd like.
I think it's because, like, it is generally known for being a very conservative town.
Yeah.
In a conservative part of the state. It's known as, like, the Bible Belt of Michigan, and then you got, like, the Midwest, which is just the Bible Belt of the United States in general.
Right.
And it's Dutch, you know. It's
Dutch,
it's old
dude.
white people. You know, I worked at Freedom Village. I worked for, you know, I made food for the Denoyers and the Vinaralties and the...
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, just all those higher class people that live at Freedom Village and pay, I think it's like $250,000 just to move in there, you know.
Freedom Village. No, isn't that an old folks home?
It is, yeah. So I was there cooking for all of them at first.
Huh.
Yeah, and they're very rich.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And
There's definitely rich people.
you know, there's like, you know, and I don't want to get on this, you know, I don't want to get on this too early, but the police department, man, they definitely have an agenda of their own compared to different parts of the state and different cities. The police department here, they just act on their own.
You think
agenda.
so?
I do. I generally do. You know, you got police down in my parents
Here,
lived down
hold on one second.
Okay.
That'd be about a fist from it.
That. Okay.
That'll sound better.
Yeah. Chocolate and just get this out of the way. I was like trying not to talk and eat at the same time. And
Ah, fuck it. This is a free-flowing podcast, man. We fuck up all the time.
All right, bet. Yeah, that's right. You're not going live. Cool. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, my parents live down in Pawpaw, and they live right next to the city police. They live next to the state police. They live next to the county police. Nothing compared to what it's like living in Holland in terms of, like, how the cops just kind of mess with you. They'll follow you around here, and they'll wait for you to make a mistake. If you're the only car going a certain direction at 2 a.m, if they're not planning on turning behind you, they absolutely will once you turn. You know.
Now, is this coming from like your own experiences?
Own experience with my buddies, just driving. You know, friends and coworkers. We all kind of just have that same notion. It's like you could be going down the street, you hit a 4-way stop, cops not turning his signal on until you pass him, and then there's no other cars going, so he's just gonna get right behind you and drive behind you for a couple 100 feet. And
now, is this a lot of times after you're leaving work?
It's whenever, you know, like you could just
for your experiences.
From my experience, right, I should start this off by saying I was driving on a suspended license for 1.5 years. A couple years back, you know, on some hoodlum shit, just being irresponsible. So I kind of learned how to like look out for the police and notice them and just notice every kind of turn and just make sure you don't get followed.
Their behaviors, the way they kind of operate.
Exactly, yeah. You know, you see them parked in these parking lots, back and forth, talking for 30 minutes, not doing anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've met a lot of the cops, too.
That's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's everywhere. Bay City, bro. Like that. I did the same thing. You just learn how they are, how they operate. Then you have like your fucking shit cops, like, you know, like the one in Bay City was that. If anybody in Bay City is listening, they'll know what I'm talking about when I say Officer Murphy.
Officer Murphy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the one. You're just like, you didn't know how it was going to go. You didn't know how it was going to go down. Either he's going to, you know, slap you in cuffs and do everything the right way, or he's going to be snarky about some things. And sometimes you might just get away with shit. You don't know.
Right.
You don't know how he's going to act. And that's not a way to operate as a police officer.
No. Have you ever like gotten pulled over in Zealand or dealt with the Zealand cops?
No. See, around here, that's what I was like trying to gauge what you were saying, because I've seen the parked and you're like, why you parked there? I have not been pulled over here since I moved back.
It's almost like they act on a quota system, which I know apparently, or I was informed recently that's like not even a thing in Michigan anymore.
A quota?
A quota, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they operate on one. If I would have had to guess, which I did, I was guessing, and then I was informed like, hey, they don't do quotas in Michigan anymore. I was like, oh. Well,
What color car were you driving?
Oh, I drove
What color?
First I drove a tan Envoy, then I drove a black Durango, then I was driving a white Pontiac. Now I drive a tan Chevy Equinox.
Because they say that red colored cars get pulled over the most.
Yeah, 2 doors, red, yellow, blue, all that stuff. Black, white, sports cars.
Isn't that weird?
It is.
It's just,
but
how
they
do they profile?
They profile. You know what it is? They profile young male drivers. That usually has to do with like. That's why like if you're a young male driver and you get your license right away, that's why your insurance is always so much more than everybody else, because you're almost kind of just labeled a liability right from the start.
Yeah, well, you're young.
Right. But it's like, it's just kind of that stigma, like, oh, you're this young guy. And especially like if you have those kind of cars, if you have a red car, if you have a sports car, if you have like a red Dodge or anything like that, it's definitely like, okay, they're going to.
But your insurance is skyrocketed at first too, because they just don't know how you're going to be when you get out there. You're going to be a reckless driver. You're going to follow the rules. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got my license, and I think I got mine late. So I was like 18.
Yeah, I got mine around the same time.
They were doing a sting at a fucking 4-way intersection that everybody roll stops through. I roll stopped, 3 fucking points.
Holy shit.
3 fucking points on my license. Why? Because I was young.
Yeah.
Why? That's fucked up.
It is.
Why you gotta fuck me now when I'm younger?
Yeah.
I'm a young dude. Like, I did a roll stop that everybody in this town does, because once I went around and I got pulled over, there's 2 other people pulled over in the parking lot where he had me pull over. They were running a sting because they know everybody does it there.
Yep.
So they.
Yeah.
Now I get fucked with 3 points.
Yeah, it's kind of like what they're doing here with like all these speed traps. They put speed traps.
I seen the one downtown on 7th now or whatever it is.
Yeah, people are speeding down that bitch.
Hell yeah, I do too, man. I go like 40 down that motherfucker.
Yeah. I catch myself going so fast. I was behind someone the other day going to work perfectly on time. I'm like, why the fuck are you going so slow? I look at the miles per hour, 30. I look at my gauge. I'm going 36. And they're going like a little above. I'm like, dang, I need to calm down.
Yeah, I need to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said to myself. I was like, eesh.
Yeah, I have a problem with that, though. I'm an aggressive driver, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm a good driver, though.
Same.
I will say that I'm a great driver. And fucking fuck you if you don't think so. Because I feel like, I drove for a living before, too. And I've driven fucking trucks with 25-foot trailers and shit on them. And,
yeah, so you have experience with
not semi, but not big rigs. It was a truck with a gooseneck trailer, but the fucker was 20 or 25 feet long. Mm-hmm. Backing that bitch up into docks and shit. Like, I'm a good driver, but I can be a bit aggressive like that.
For
where
sure.
you're just like, motherfucker, go!
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, I'm already going 7 over, but
wearing out your brakes all extra,
Yeah,
because you just stop all aggressive.
Because you're constantly
you don't notice
down.
it until you have other people in the car with you, and you see them like putting their hand on the side real quick, and you're like, "Oh, am I driving that aggressively?"
Yeah,
no,
like
I'm sorry.
Is this too fast for you? Yeah, I don't know. It's I like to fucking go fast, man.
Yeah, me too.
I do.
Yeah, I got pulled over. I was gonna say I got pulled over a couple times. I got pulled over on 35th and College at like 1 a.m. I was going over to that Speedway to get a drink, right?
Yep.
I go to that 4-way intersection right there on College and
32nd?
35th in College, right
35th.
by Maplewood Youth Complex.
Okay, yep.
So 1 a.m, it's dark. I do the same thing. I do a rolling stop, and there's a car on the right, and I don't know the headlights. I'm like not paying attention to it because I know Holland police headlights, and I'm going, and this car's like 50 yards behind me the whole way, right up until I get to State Street. So right up until I get to that little liquor store there by the Quality gas station. And all of a sudden, this guy's on my ass. I'm like, that's a really cop-esque move. and I turn onto the state, and I'm trying to go to Speedway, and it's a state boy.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, man, he just watched me go through that. And the reason I was so far ahead of him is because my highest was going 35 and like a 25. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why he came up on me so hard. But
He pulled you over?
pulled me over. I ended up I had a little bit of weed on me. Had a suspended license, expired plates, and all that jazz. So ended up $600 fine. Nothing crazy.
Just a fine.
Just a
Took
fine.
the weed.
Yeah, had to go to jail for the night, but that wasn't crazy.
Took the weed.
Took
You
the
weed
weed.
charge?
It was actually like my second weed charge. But
Really?
It was my second weed and second on a suspended license, but they knocked him down to first offenses. And they cleared all the other stuff.
When was this?
June of 2018. So right before they made it legal.
I was gonna say, man, why are they fucking slapping you with a fucking weed charge?
Told him
and
in the
shit?
car as we were going to Fillmore, I was like, how does that make you feel? Like having to arrest people before it might be legal. I literally said that to him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I would too.
He was like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know how it's gonna pan out. That time we didn't know.
But at that moment, it's illegal.
Yep. So
we got popped at me and my buddy were exploring abandoned school in Flint.
oh, I want to do that stuff so much. Not so bad, man.
Have you seen the stuff on my channel yet?
I've been checking out some of it.
There's
Just
a
like- I've
bunch
only-
of
I'm like
fucking
3
urbex.
episodes in.
There's a bunch of like urbex stuff on there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, one that I have yet to release yet. We were at a abandoned school in Flint, and the power was on.
Okay.
Still in the building, dude.
Oh yeah.
We found a door that was open. Somebody had previously cut the lock. So if it's open, I'll go in. I will not break anything. I will not cut anything to get into a building, because as soon as you do that, you're fucked.
Yeah, but if it's already open, it's a different game.
So long story short, we ended up getting popped there. We heard some people walking around. And I thought it was more explorers, because this building had been popping up around, and like maybe some other people knew about this place. And well, we had decided to go in. We ducked in a room anyways to try to hide out, and then they came up to that door because they're going room to room.
Yeah.
And when he came up to the door, I thought for sure this wasn't a cop. So I walked out, and it wasn't a cop, but he had the 2 cops behind him.
Oh.
So anyways, we get outside or whatever, and I just tell him, like, he's like, anything I need to know about? I was like, dude, I got some weed on me. He's like, I don't even fucking care about that. Dude, it's like, I just want to know if you got any weapons. I'm like, no.
That's crazy. So like,
It's like I don't even care about that.
That's funny that you say that, because like, well, first of all, who was the guy that had the 2 cops behind him? Like, what was he doing at the abandoned school? Was he just like a security guard, or?
Yeah, basically, he's like the groundskeeper, I guess you could say. But not really. He just kind of watches over this building for the owners.
Okay.
These owners don't live in Michigan.
Okay.
So he kind of watches over the building.
Gotcha.
And while we were in the building, there was an alarm going off. It seemed like that alarm to my buddies, like, this alarm's probably just been going off.
Because the electricity was on, right?
Yeah. So he talked me into thinking that it maybe, we didn't trip something. Because I don't think we did, because the door was just, it wasn't latched or anything. It was just like there, you just kind of pulled it open. So I still don't think that we actually set anything off. Somehow I don't know how the fucker found out that we were there, but it could have been that alarm
Right.
that did it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then you were saying something else about the cop not caring that you had weed. I have a story. This just goes back to what we were talking about a little earlier about Holland Police. I got a story that my buddy told me. Close friend of mine, couple close friends of mine, my roommate now. Shout out to my buddy Aaron. He told me this story about how they were longboarding throughout town. We used to do that a lot. We used to longboard and BMX through Holland and Zealand, and just spend the day going to stores, getting some stuff. They would smoke. I wasn't smoking at the time, but they would go under the bridge that connects the north and south side and just hang out, smoke some weed, whatever. And they go to the bus and the train station right there.
Okay.
When you come in off Chicago Drive, right there on the south side, right by downtown, the
Yep.
Mackinac bus station.
Yep,
It's also
yep.
the Amtrak.
Yep.
So they're in there.
I lost my muffler on my truck there.
Really?
At that train track.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I went right over. Bam! I was like, son of a bitch.
That's a fucking hard-ass train track,
It
man.
is, dude.
So unnecessary. And that one right in front of it when you're going, like, right, or that one that it goes along the Freedom Village parking lot and it comes back around.
Oh yeah.
Such an aggressive ass train track right there when you're going up river, right to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unnecessarily. Yeah. But anyway,
it's like because it's like is there like 2 tracks there or is it just 1?
I don't know. Probably 2 because it's deep as hell. I always have to take my longboard and pick it up when I cross.
Or you're driving over to kind of slow down.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the only time I slow down. Anyways,
right. My 3 buddies, they're at the the bus station, and one of them is trying to change the channel on the TV. The other 2 are trying to get a bag of chips from the vending machine, and the bag got stuck, so they were kind of beating on it and reaching in to try and get this bag of chips, and the other one is changing the channel on the TV. Now it's 2 white kids and a black kid. They're young. They're probably like 18, 19 at the time.
mm-hmm.
And they look like skater kids. They look like this kind of, they were the kids that listened to Xavier Wolf and Bone, so they had that vibe to them. So like walk out of the bus station. I think they said 8 or 9 cop cars all came in from different directions, and between 16 and 20 cops got out.
Jeez.
Pulled all of their guns on them. Thought they were stealing candy, trying to steal from the vending machine and trying to steal the TV. So they all pulled up and asked them where the candy that they stole was.
Where's the candy?
Yeah, for sure.
Where's the candy?
Where's the candy at, right? And my buddy Tony goes, why did you guys all pull up on us like that? And he's like, well, we thought you would have ran. He's like, so your response was to shoot us in the fucking back? And they all pull out, and you was like, I think they said it was like 2 shotguns, a bunch of pistols, and maybe an AR. Put them on the ground with their, hands on their head and asking for this candy that they thought they stole, and why are you trying to steal the TV?
That was here?
This was here in Holland, right at that bus station.
That bus station?
Mm-hmm. I told them they should have told that story the day after it happened. But the chief shows up or whatever. My buddy Aaron has a little grinder weed on him. He pulls it out, looks at it, and says, oh, you goon, and just gives it back to him.
Really?
Yeah, because they were in the wrong. He's not going to arrest a kid for half a gram of weed when they had 16 cops show up that were doing absolutely nothing. Same thing as I was talking before. They're doing absolutely nothing.
He doesn't want that fucking story.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
So
just go.
Yeah, just go. Just give him his weed. And
now that you found him with weed, they won't say anything.
Exactly. Yeah, I told them they should. They said they were like legit, like kind of traumatized, and I would believe it. I was like, you guys need to tell that story. You got like a bunch of cops coming up to you and accusing you of stealing candy and threatening to shoot you over that.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's a little weird.
Yeah.
See, if I don't know, they're your friends, so
It was 3 of them. Like, it was 3 of them. Like, I don't know.
Sounds like a crazy ass story.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
But the thing is,
a little bit.
Okay, but
when they were telling you were probably like,
are you? But here's the thing, though.
Was it 4 cop cars? And
I wasn't chilling with them. I drove by. I worked at Freedom Village. I drove out of the parking lot and I saw the cop cars there.
Oh,
that's the thing. Like, that makes me connect it with it. I never physically saw them or anything happen, but I did see like 5 cop cars. And I remember that day. I had gotten out of work at about 7 or 8 o'clock. That was around the time they were all hanging out doing their thing.
Right.
And I just remember, like, later that night, they're like, yeah, this happened. I was like, oh, I saw those cop cars there. So,
yeah.
Don't know if it happened or not. I like to think that it did just because it's
well,
cool
yeah,
story.
no, I mean, you can kind of, what was it? What is it? Cooperate? What is that? Is that cooperate? Is that the word?
Cooperate. Different.
Is it cooperate? Is that really what it is?
Collaborate.
Collaborate. I feel like I'm combining 2 words right now. Yeah. Collaborate and cooperate to cooperate.
Compare. Right. I was thinking maybe like compare, like you compare the stories between them to like what you saw or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Bunch of high on.
I just make up words on this podcast. Cooperate.
Oh, dude, I do that all the time. My friend.
My dad's like the fucking king of like everything's like backwards, or like he'll just. It seems like he just like makes up a name for shit, and you're like, why are you calling it that? Like the funniest story, like for me and my brothers that we like to tell, or we were to ourselves, is rest in peace, Family Video. But we were at Family Video, and my 2 younger brothers, they rented Gears of War, right? And okay, I gotta make sure I'm saying this right because it's really confusing. Okay, so they rent. So he slams it on Yeah. God damn it. I don't want to tell the story wrong because it's confusing. Because okay, so basically they rented a game. It wasn't the right game.
Which happens.
And I think it was Gears of War.
Okay.
But
good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd want to make sure you get that game.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But now I'm thinking it might have been a wrestling game. I don't know. Because they were still into wrestling at that time.
But they could have got the wrestling game instead of Gears of War, in which I'd be very upset as well.
I better stop smoking this joint. Now I forgot my own story.
Dude, I would go there and I'd be like, why the fuck did I get Raw versus SmackDown 2004?
No, this is the thing. No, because...
I'm trying to play Gears of War.
Oh, this is what happened. All right. They wanted a wrestling game.
Okay.
They had already gotten Gears of War.
Mm-hmm.
They grabbed the game behind the case. It was Gears of War or something. Mm-hmm. Okay, I lost it again. Damn it.
But like
he slams the fucking he slams the fucking disc against the window because they were closed. Right? And the guy's still in there. Yeah. And he's trying to talk through the window.
Is this the same night?
Yeah, this is the same night. And the guy's still like, they're trying to hear through the window. So he slams this game case against the fucking window. And he's like, Wars of Gear. That's what he says. Like out loud. Like, and they're
like
looking.
veins pulsing through his face. He's like, Wars of Gear.
And then they're looking at him like, yeah. Because he's actually putting Gears of War on there.
Yeah.
And they're yelling at him from the back seat, no, we wanted the wrestling game. Like, he's supposed to be like saying this is supposed to be WWE, but it's Gears of War. But he's slamming it up there. He's like, Wars of Gear! And they're just looking at him like, yeah, that's what the game is. And he's not getting it. And we're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's such a strange mix-up. How do you mix up a wrestling game and Gears of War?
I don't fucking know. Those fucking people were probably high stocking the shelves. And you had two little kids, like, they see the case. Like, oh, and then you just grab the game case behind.
Mm-hmm. Were you much of a gamer?
I was, yeah. Until I just ran out of time. I had kids and shit. And
yep, same here. I got
this stuff.
I got the time for the occasional sports simulation games where I just kind of simulate my seasons with the teams, but I don't really have the time to dive deep into stories and stuff. I'll do the NBA thing where I'll start my teams or whatever and simulate just simulate
and do the
seasons,
front office
play
mode,
a couple
basically.
games exactly. Yeah, I do that with
remember
all
when
the
they came out with
games,
NFL head coach?
Yeah,
and
I
that
do
was
remember
basically that.
That was
it was a simulation game.
Mm-hmm, yeah, back in 2013 or.
I started doing that with Madden though. I would get my team and just simulate all the games and then go to the draft and build it up and just try to build a really good team. It is fucking fun. It sounds boring as hell.
That's what they are though. They're
fun.
They're simulators. People think they're games, but they're also simulators or simulate. I don't know if the term is simulation or simulators, but you could literally use it as a sports simulator instead of a game, and follow the analytics of your players and your teams. And that's what I do. I've draft I get the number one pick as the Celtics, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make sure this player goes up and blocks every game. He's a 7'1" center, and I'm like, yeah, I want to win a championship with this. I'll do 10 or 20 seasons, and I'll just kind of stop. I played Red Dead and Ghost of Tsushima recently, last couple of years, but other than that, it's just been sports games.
Dude, I started what?
Have you ever played Metal Gear Solid? Have you ever played that game series?
I played one of the games. I didn't like Metal Gear. No, I wasn't a fucking fan. I didn't like the little fucking little exclamation point shit. I didn't like it.
It's not for everybody.
No, it was the one. It was the later ones. It was when he was on a boat.
On a boat.
It was on the PlayStation.
Oh, so 3. So he was old. He had the mustache.
Yeah,
right? He
had mustache.
Yeah, it was Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yes. Yeah,
that's a good one. That one's all right.
It wasn't bad.
I don't think it's
but it didn't make me want to play the other ones. So I was just
that one was really kind of like a retcon game. It really just kind of had to like tie in a bunch of stuff together because
so I didn't get anything that was going on.
Yeah, if you were to play like 2 and 3, like which were the ones that I played like back in my childhood, like those are some good
What
games.
systems were those on?
2 was on. They're both on like the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, Xbox era. Like so, they came out like 2003 to 2006.
So what was number 1? Was that PlayStation?
That was originally PlayStation, and then they remastered it for GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one I never played.
Fucking GameCube.
GameCube?
Dude,
Whoa.
did you ever own one?
I did not, but that was
No.
like, that was Nintendo's equivalent of like a PlayStation 2 and an Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
I,
own
just, I didn't get it, man. Just the fucking small disc. No, see, I had two brothers, so we worked it right to where I got Xbox, and then one got PlayStation, and the other got Nintendo shit.
Nice.
So we had it all.
That's awesome.
We just tried to, share it
Yeah, for sure.
as much as we would allow ourselves to.
For sure.
Sometimes you'd be like, "No, man, I'm fucking playing my Xbox or whatever." But yeah.
That's how my brothers and I were, and then we all got PlayStation 4s one year, and then we were just kind of all on our way.
Yeah, I still rocking the original Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
The original Xbox. That's what I'm rocking.
Yeah. I mean, it still works, right?
Yeah.
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 Still plays the games.
My first Xbox, the original Xbox, got the Red Ring of Death.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Did you ever have Xbox?
No,
Just
PlayStation. So
Yeah.
I always kind of looked at that or viewed that as like a meme. It's kind of like a meme to me because I never had to experience it firsthand.
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
did. It was so fucking disheartening, man. I was like,
So that just
what the
means it's done,
fuck?
right?
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
kaput. Couldn't
Fuck.
play shit.
But I will tell you, like, we did go through like a lot of PlayStation 2s.
Did
We
you?
would
Yeah.
have that. We would have that problem where it wouldn't load up the game. My dad and I, we would go out to the pole barn and we'd try and clean it out.
Yeah,
Spray
yeah. I
it-
remember my
spray it
cousin
with a-
doing it.
Spray it, get the Q-tips with the alcohol,
Yup.
wipe it down.
They do the little spray with the air.
Yep.
Air in a can.
Yep. Yeah.
Canned air.
Yeah. Except like in my dad's case, it was a pole barn. It was the shop, so we had the air compressor and just. Yeah. It might have been a little too like much air in hindsight. Maybe
Yeah,
we
no,
might have
that was the
ruined it.
risk.
Yeah.
That was the risk because you could do it too hard and then it's gonna knock something loose.
Yeah. So we definitely went through like
And that
I want to say
happened.
like 3 to 5 PlayStation 2s in the span of my childhood. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But
See, I only went through
it
that
was-
one Xbox.
It was nice having but it was me, my 2 brothers, and my dad. We just played them so much. And, I want to say we still have the last one, so technically we went through like 4, and the 5th one is still like put away in my dad's house. But it was nice having a parent that also gamed with us because there was an incentive to want to get another.
Wow. Right, yeah, you would get the
Yeah.
next shit because they want it.
We literally, like, my dad would play Sniper Elite, the original. I don't know if you ever played like the second or the third one, if you've heard of those games.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Sniper Elite 3 and 2 are the big ones, but the original one was on PlayStation 2, so I got that for my dad for his birthday. So,
Right.
like, the day our PlayStation didn't work, my dad was like, all right, we're going to GameStop. And
Go
we
to
did a little
GameStop.
family
No
trip to GameStop
shit.
to go get a PlayStation 2.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool way to connect with the family and just, like,
Right.
have that. My dad still games. He does Nazi zombies in GTA 5 a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. He's just walking around killing people. It's the funniest
Dude,
shit.
That is
Love
funny.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of my best friends, his dad gamed out too, and like we were all gaming online. Like when Warzone came out.
Yep, that was big.
Yeah, so we were all gaming. It's cool. It's funny listening to like parents or older people try to game out and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
I go downstairs. My
because
dad.
they just don't. Well, your dad's been gaming.
Yeah.
To where his dad is late in the game. He just got into gaming because
Right.
he was. So he's just like, don't give a fuck. He's
Yeah.
just whatever, dude.
True. No, my dad was on GTA Online, and he walks up to these NPCs, and I'm just go downstairs, just doing whatever, and I'm like, what are you doing, Dad? And he just walks up to these 2 NPCs in GTA 5, and he goes, big gulps, huh? Pulls out a Uzi and just shoots them, getting the He's like, well, see you later. I was like, God damn it, Dad.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I go downstairs, and he'll be telling me about this guy that's griefing him on GTA 5, and he's like, I can't fucking
So
beat
how
this
old
guy.
your dad?
My dad was born in 68, so I think in June, we have
My dad was only born in 64. My dad was born in 64, so
Yeah. My dad's 53.
Yeah.
Yeah, 52, 53.
That's still the generation where you wouldn't typically
That's
find a hardcore gamer.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Like he played the Medal of Honor back in the day, which I recently just got the PlayStation 3 version that has the PS2 version, the front line on it, so he could play it.
Right.
Got that for his birthday. So, like, yeah, he does the occasional. But him and my mom run a couple jewelry stores, so they're, like, super busy all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but whenever he gets a chance, he does the gaming. Me, not so much anymore. I'm more kind of doing, like, my chef and my music stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I do want to touch back on the fucking Madden thing because
Mhm.
we were talking about how we'd go through the seasons and
Yeah,
simulate and
the
shit.
simulations. Yeah.
Dude, I went like I think it was like 7 or 8 years in, and I was getting sick of like how little you actually knew about these players, right? That
Mhm.
you would be drafting.
Well, because at some point it becomes computer generated.
Oh yeah,
If you play the Madden ones, there's dedicated fans who will make the next 5 years worth of prospects
Yes.
for you to download those classes.
Oh yes. What
So-
was his name? The one that was famous for
I'm not sure, but I
Pasta
would-
Padre.
Yeah, I would download his
Right.
classes. So like these guys that are playing right now, Jalen Green, Jalen Suggs. I was
Right.
playing with these guys back in 2017 because guys would follow them in high school and be like, "Oh, these are the top high school prospects in 2017." Most
Wow,
likely when
that
they
far out.
I'm telling you, bro, like Jalen Green just got drafted this year. I was playing with him in 2K16. He would show up in like the
Wow.
2022 draft class when I would just download him because these guys are so dedicated. They would make 5-6 years worth of draft classes out of all of the top prospects for each of these years. So they'd start with like the 8th grade,
I
9th
think
grade,
I
10th
only
grade.
ever did like the year
It's
after.
deep. It gets deep. I did
Wow.
a 20-year simulation with the Celtics on NBA 2K18. I won 11
All-
championships.
Damn.
I would simulate.
all like true draft classes, or how far in was it like
So-
true to?
This was 2K18, so this guy would maybe made draft classes up to 2022.
Okay,
So up until okay, so
and then it became computer generated shit.
yeah, so like for 2K21, the last draft class that they got is like the 2024-25 draft class.
Okay.
Which when that class always comes up, there's this guy named Jalen Lewis that's always the first pick. So I was like, who's Jalen Lewis? So I look him up. He's like an 8th grader right now. So
Really?
they're predicting these guys are going to be top draft picks before they even come out, which is super cool. You
Huh.
get to learn about a lot of draft prospects that way.
That's probably like just like way like newer thing then. You don't think like they were doing that back in like
20
like 13 and
no,
14.
I don't think so. I
Right.
think this was like 2K18 and on.
Okay, yeah, because they did still have like that Pasta Padre dude was still doing the draft classes back then because you
Mhm.
could still get them. But yeah, so I would start what I started doing because you'd do the whole training camp things or with them or whatever you to try to find
Yep.
their stats.
Mm-hmm.
And it always sucked. You didn't know a lot. So what I started doing right is I'd save the franchise mode or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd run through the whole fucking draft. I'd get all the motherfucking stats.
Yeah.
And then I'd fucking reload. And then I'd fucking do the draft.
Oh shit.
And then I knew all their fucking stats. So then I know who to fucking try to draft.
Smart. Oh, so you just went save. You would
Yeah.
you would do it, not save, and go back, and that's pretty smart.
I'm
Fuck it, dude. Cheat
fuck
the
this
system.
shit.
Cheat
Like
the
I'm not
system.
gonna fucking be able to get everybody I want.
Yeah.
But at least I know when I do fucking pick one, they're gonna be quality.
Yeah. I always like to start my whatever if it's like MLB, NBA, 2K. I always like to start off with like a fresh team. Like
Right.
I like to develop the younger players. I like to do all the development stuff and send them to the camp. So like in MLB, I'll try and do what like all these NBA like executives do, where they're like, we want to start with a whole young team, which you don't really see in baseball. It's like I'll make my
Right.
roster a bunch of like 18 to 22 year olds.
Oh, they're starting.
Yeah, which you don't see in the MLB because usually the 18 to 22 year olds are in the fucking minors. So
Yeah.
I take all of the prospects and I put them on the starting team. So my team might be shit for a couple years, but these guys are getting the MLB experience. So by the time they're 24, 25, I got a championship team and I'm winning like 4 or 5 championships.
Damn, really? And
Which
this is all simulation.
This is all just simulation. I'll just be that's like my video gaming experience. I don't do like God of War. I don't be doing like campaigns or
But you don't actually play the game.
I play some games.
some of them, yeah.
Yeah, I play like some moments if there's like a pitcher that's like got 25
Oh
wins
yeah,
and all,
I remember that. It would come
Yeah.
up with moments, and you
moments
could just go
in the
in.
MLB, yep.
Yep.
Or if I got a player who's in the
Because who the fuck
basketball.
is playing all those
Oh.
MLB games?
Or basket? Yeah, no. It's ridiculous. Who's watching an MLB game nowadays anyway? It's 3.5 hours. Not even like 10 years
it's
ago.
much more fun to go.
It is. Not even 10 years ago, though. It seemed like baseball games were a lot shorter. I just feel like 2015, that
Why
was the
is it?
changing. I tell you what it is. I think it was like in 2015, That was when baseball started getting like more analytical, and they started talking about WAR. They started talking about pitch rotation. They started talking about bat angle, and they made it more analytical. And on top of that, I don't know if it was just commercials or what it was, but baseball games just got a lot longer and a lot boring. For me, maybe it had to do with the Giants and the Tigers not being as good as they were in the past couple
Right.
years. Because the early 2010s, they were dominating.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
they were
so
my two
fun.
favorite team.
So
they were my two
fun.
favorite teams. I was a Tigers fan since 2006, and I was a Giants fan since 2008. So to watch them both come up and then eventually play each other in World Series, it was amazing. What a time to be alive, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you feel about them getting eliminated recently?
man, it sucks. But no one was expecting them to do as good as they did. And as young as they are,
They were
I'm
not
really,
expected to win that many games.
No.
Can
No,
you believe
'cause
that
they
those
just-
two teams met up too?
For the first
two
time.
most winningest teams too.
for the first
For the
time.
first time?
Yeah, it's insane.
How many games did they win again?
107, and then the Dodgers won 106. That's insane.
That's insanity.
So I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time, where I said I think the Tigers are gonna come up because they did one like what 78. They were almost 800.
they
ball.
were- yeah,
or
they were
500.
doing-
I'm sorry, they were
yeah.
almost 500 ball.
800 ball.
800 ball. I don't know what I was thinking 80 wins. I was like 78. They're almost 800. 800 ball would be awesome.
Yeah,
What would
yeah,
that be,
that
like
would be.
162 or something like that?
Wasn't that how many games there's?
That's 162 games in it. I don't know if they
So that would be
switch-
that would be 100 ball. Or no, 1 point no. Yeah,
I don't know math, dude. I fucking went to public school.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I just passed by the skin of my teeth.
Wait, where'd you go?
I went to Zeeland West for my first 2 years, and I went to Holland High for my last 2. I graduated in 2015.
What did you go to elementary school here in Holland?
Yeah, so I went to a couple elementary schools. I went to North Holland up until 2nd grade. I went to elementary school in GR for like half a year, and then I went to Quincy Elementary, went to Creekside Middle School, then Zeeland West, and then Holland High.
Dang.
Yeah,
Holland High was. I need another beer. You need one?
sure. I'll take another.
Holland High was. Feels like a college when you're walking around through it.
Have you seen it recently?
Not recently, no.
Oh.
This would be back in fucking. I graduated. Well, I was supposed to in 08, but it was 09, so that would
Dude,
be
it looks
like
completely different.
2004 or 5.
Shit, you're talking about Holland High. It looks completely different now.
I bet.
I literally,
But it's like laid out like a campus, though.
yeah.
Wouldn't you say, or no?
Well, because was that when it was still disconnected? Was the dome disconnected at that point or not? Because when my dad went there, they had the dome completely disconnected from the rest of the school.
Yeah.
They didn't have amphitheaters, but they had the wings, right? It was like the
Yeah, and then you could like walk outside, and then you could walk to like
Yeah.
another part of the building through there. And
yeah. They
like-
don't have that anymore.
No.
No. So what they did was they got rid of the wings. They got rid of the rotunda area, the lunchroom.
Oh.
It's completely different now.
Really?
Oh, it's so nice, dude. I was there while they were changing it around. So my first half my junior year was in the old lunchroom, right there, running along 24th or whatever street that is,
Yeah. Yeah. No, not 24th.
or whatever
Maybe.
street that
Maybe
is.
it's 24th.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah, it could be.
yeah, new lunchroom.
You probably know better than I do.
Right. I walk around Holland all the time. I know the south side like the back of my hand, dude.
You're like, yeah, it's 24th, bro.
I could be totally wrong. I don't.
Oh yeah.
But
Anyways,
they got amphitheaters. The art wing is still there. New rotunda area when you walk in. I don't know if you'd have a like excuse to go in and check it out,
right.
Because it's just kind of weird.
I'll just walk up there with my camera and tripod and stuff, and just be
Right.
like, "Yo, I'm just shooting free videos to build a portfolio."
Yeah, you're like, could you not film our students, please?
Go there, yeah.
You're like, yeah, this is for a documentary.
Just
like-
I'll
or-
just put on a safety vest and a
Yeah.
hard hat.
Like,
They
like a-
won't fucking question shit.
Right. Like I feel like a sporting event would be your best bet.
Yeah.
You ever felt like watching if like Highland High School is ever like good at basketball? You're like, oh, I'll go check them out.
They've never been good at sports.
No.
Really, football's always sucked. I thought.
Yeah,
They
they
ever
were
have a good team?
They were 0-9 and 1-8 before I went there.
Yeah, dude, they always sucked.
Yeah, my junior year they were 1-8, and then my senior year I ended up playing. And I'm not saying this is because I played, because I barely touched the field, but we went 4-5,
4 and 5.
which was a big improvement.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest win for us was, ironically, our loss to Zeeland West, because you know how Zealand West is like a powerhouse in football.
Yes.
So when we played them, up until that point, the most points that team scored on them was 21, and that was Zealand East, and that was like a 1-point game. Muskegon in the finals later that year, in a whole game, scored I think 22, 23 points. In one half, we scored 27 points.
Really?
Yeah, they were still beating us like 34-27, but we'd scored more points.
Shootout.
It was a shootout. We scored more points in one half than any other team that year scored in it.
Wow. They must have really just been lackadaisical about that matchup going in.
It was our players and our coaching. We were putting the right players in. We had the right scheme. We were running the veer.
But
our
for
coaches
a
were great.
powerhouse like that, they probably walked into the game like, oh, it's Holland again.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
and then
that's
they
exactly
put their fucking guard down, and you guys fucking were prepped and ready to go, and it just fucking executed.
Yep. But the second half comes around, and they put up 40 more points on us, like 72-20. We didn't score a single point after halftime. We go into halftime, and their whole student section is just silent. Like, holy shit, who are these guys? And then we come out and just we blew our load. It was it was so bad. We didn't score a single point. We fucking had like 4, 5,
See
6,
that
7,
fucking
8
your
turnovers.
coach went back there and was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Their coach must have fucking really reared into their asses.
Yeah, I had him as a strength coach, so I can only imagine.
Oh yeah,
He's like fucking Mike Ditka. He's literally Mike. He is. He's literally Mike Ditka, but he's like, I fucking had him.
he's got the mustache too.
Mustache. He's like, hey, how you doing today, Lex? Hey, you gonna get them squats in? Like that's Coach Shillito at Zealand. He's that old school Chicago. Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah, so I bet he completely dug into him because they turned it around and we did not. Yeah, football was fun.
Yeah,
man.
you guys were riding that high off that half.
We should have beat
there.
We should have beat Holland Christian that year.
It's like reminds me of like the Heavyweights. Remember that movie? Or is that the one? Is that the one with where they're the football team? Or no? Or what's the other one? It's got that Goonie guy that was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I don't know. I gotta.
Do you know which one I'm talking about,
movies,
John?
man.
Little Giants.
Little Giants. Haven't
Little
seen it.
Giants. You haven't seen it?
No, I gotta get with my movies, man. When I was growing up,
I'm
my
not,
dad
I'm
was
not a movie.
No.
Whatever you want to call that word.
Movie fanatic or movie
Well, I haven't watched a lot of movies.
I guess
I haven't watched a lot of movies lately, like new ones. But that's an old one. It's a good one though.
I'll have to check it out. I have a list that's so long of like movies I've been telling people I'm gonna watch, and like I actually do put them on my list, but there's like 35 movies on there, man.
Really? On your list? That's just scrolling, dude.
Yeah, just like someone will say like, "Hey, you gotta watch Grandma's Boys, Adam Sandler." I'm like, "Yeah, I never really watched a lot of Adam Sandler movies back then." I was like, I'll put it on my list. I'm like, "Damn, that's like number 37." I got a lot of movies to watch now.
Every time I think about like it's time to do a movie, I think about all this other stuff I could be doing.
When you're watching a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, like
but you have
2.5 hours, I could have edited this video, or I could have had this done, or like in your case, with doing the music.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I could have had this track done. So how did like music really like start for you? What made you really want to start like producing, like making beats? Like that's your thing, right?
Yeah.
You're like a beat maker. You're like a producer, right?
Yeah. So growing up, I wasn't really, I was influenced on music like by my dad. So my dad would listen to like his favorite stuff was like a lot of 80s stuff because that's when he grew up. Beatles, Simon and Garfunkel. My first exposure to rap was maybe like Lil Wayne in 2008 and Eminem. So I rode that wave up until about early middle school when I really started to branch out and I started listening to Lil B. Lil B, and I started listening to his music because he would just put out so much music. And that was around the time, like it was 2010, 2011. And through him, I discovered Clams Casino, who is a really, really famous cloud rap producer, produced a lot of A$AP Rocky's first mixtape, which was
I know
really,
A$AP Rocky. Cloud rap. What do you mean? Like SoundCloud?
No. This is before the cloud. No, this is before the SoundCloud era. So cloud rap is like when you listen to A$AP Rocky's first tape, you listen to like Palace and Bass and What's Up. Like that's what cloud rap is. It's the vocal samples. It's really lo-fi, ambient, wavy, psychedelic. It was almost kind of like the father of lo-fi music because, Clams Casino, he made Cold Feet, he made Angels for Mac Miller. He did some other stuff for Mac Miller. Did a lot of ASAP Rocky's first mixtape. So it was just that whole sound of taking vocals, manipulating them, adding a lot of ambience over the beat, and then you had guys like Bones that was like very instrumental in that too, and using all of these beats that producers on YouTube were doing. So that was like cloud rap. Cloud rap's just really ethereal, really ambient. If you had to describe it, it's
so
almost
that's like the genre of rap.
That's the genre. It's like a subgenre.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a subgenre that got famous in 2011, 2012, and I like fell in love with it.
Okay.
Schoolboy Q, Mac Miller, that whole era of music is like really like influential to me, and that's what I'm trying to encapsulate in the music that I've been putting out recently.
So when you were doing you're coming up, you're listening to all this music, what was your first like initial, like, was it I want to make beats, or were you like, I'm gonna try to rap, and then you're like,
I did have a rap
I can't
phase.
rap.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna make beats, or I might have more fun making beats, or like, what was it?
It was exactly that. It was thinking I wanted to rap at first. I was listening to Tech Nine and Worldwide Choppers, and I was like, hey, I can do this.
Right.
Why not try and expand upon it? I can rap one of the fastest songs in the world word for word because I practiced it. I was like, I could rap. I can rap.
Yeah,
I'm a ninth grader. I can rap. I just did Worldwide Choppers by Tech Nine. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
But it was like, that wasn't what I liked about music. And then when I discovered Clams Casino, it was something about like, how do you make beats like this? If you listen to his track I'm God, or if you listen to any of the beats he's made, it's just like, you listen to it and you're like, how the hell did you make this music? And that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I want to produce the music and I want to make the beats. I like the beats. I don't like necessarily the rapping aspect. I like the good music behind the artist.
Right.
So I would watch like behind the beats videos. So I remember like the two behind the beats videos I saw first were for Bible on the Dash by Gunplay and I Want to Be With You by DJ Khaled. So just watching those producers put those two beats.
Khaled.
Yeah, right. Which is like, don't even get me started on DJ Khaled because like, he's an interesting character. I'm getting compared to him a lot just because I'm trying to do something that's really I'm trying to do like a West Michigan collab album. So I'm doing singles that involve multiple producers, singers, rappers, or whatever. And people are like, oh, you're trying to DJ Khaled this shit. I'm like, man, like he doesn't even do anything.
Right.
He just buys a beat from a producer and then just like hits up these people and like, hey, just get on this track, and then just puts it out under his name. Like I'm actually.
He seems like that really further entails into what I was gonna say is like he just seems like the kind of dude that's like everybody's just like, yeah, he's DJ Khaled, yeah, he's here.
Yeah,
he's here again. Like,
we
could do without him, but he's here, and we're not going to tell him to leave.
He makes good. he does make some good music sometimes, but I don't think he really ever like conceptualizes anything. I don't think he's
a DJ.
He's a DJ. He's not a producer. He's not a beat maker.
Yeah,
he's not a musician. He's a brand, really.
Yeah, brand.
Yeah. But ultimately,
that's what it would be.
Yeah, and so on top of all the rap stuff and the hip hop and cloud rap, I really got into black mill, which is it's called chill step. It's like a subgenre of dubstep.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, you should check it out. Black mill and Electus, Electus, Electus.
I would play some, but it'd probably get flagged.
No, I feel that for sure. It is on Spotify, so it's like it does have all licensing shit, but like it's really, really good music. It's like liquid dubstep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So like that was a big influence on this last project that I just did. This really lo-fi ambient thing.
Which released when?
I just put it out on September 23rd. It's called Melodic Stories.
We can play some of that, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
Spotify?
Sure. Yep. Yes, sir.
You want to look it up, John?
Yeah.
What does he got to type in?
Melodic Stories.
Melodic Stories on Spotify.
Yeah. So with this one, I was just trying to do wanted to do something more ambient, more melodic, something that didn't really involve chopping up samples on beats because that's really hard to put a beat tape on Spotify.
Is this going to be one of the ones that you sent me?
This is the one I sent you. Yep, this lo-fi one.
Yeah.
Yes,
as soon as I heard that, so I messaged back. I was like, oh, I love lo-fi music.
Yep.
Lo-fi music, I can just put on my fucking headphones and I can just do my shit, and it's just nice, relaxing.
Yeah. Type in Lex the Flex.
Flex.
Yeah, that's my
Flex.
my football nickname. It just kind of stuck with me. Made it my producer moniker. Sexy Lexi was already taken.
Flex with Lex? No.
What the what? That's a podcast on.
Is it?
Man, they really
just go to fucking Spotify and then search it there so you can get their results, not Google's.
They really beat me to the punch on that one. Damn.
Yeah.
I was literally here like, man, this would be like a great way for me to learn the
Flex with
podcast.
Lex.
They beat me to it.
Damn, dude, that is good too.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. I'm shooting a music video up in GR
Are you
next week, Wednesday.
Have you done that before? Like, how many?
I have actually. I have a music video with my buddy Mario on
okay.
Facebook. It's got 20,000 views just about.
Did you not paid for anything?
We did pay for the music video. We didn't get paid for it, but
I mean for like promotion or anything. Did you do some boosts to posts and stuff?
We shared it with our whole friends list.
You just tagged
everybody? Our whole friends list, like 12
Really?
Most. We tagged like, I don't know.
So
yeah,
you didn't boost anything. You didn't pay for any boost though.
No. It was all just sharing it and people sharing it. Yeah.
I've definitely paid
showing
for
up in
boosts
people's
and
memories and shit. You tag so we could only tag 100 people at a time. If I had 800 people on my friends list, I shared it 8 times with 8 groups of 100 people. It was that kind of like we talked about it.
That shit really does work.
Yeah,
when you tag a bunch of people.
This was in early 2016, so this was like something we were just trying. We were like, what's a new way of advertising this video? What kind of route do we want to go? YouTube? Do we want to go social media?
Yeah.
We're like, people share a lot of shit on Facebook at the time, so we were like, let's do Facebook.
How long ago?
This was in June of 2016.
Okay.
Did a mixtape with my buddy Mario, and then we ended up doing a tour where we opened up for Famous Dex, Afro Man, and Twista.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Which song should we play?
Shit.
See, they're all such like fucking lo-fi names too.
Right. A lot of them have
Cruising.
Alan Watts samples. Cruising is a good one. Morning Jog. Play Cruising. Yeah,
Cruising.
that one. Yeah, that one's got a good that one's just got a good bob your head vibe to it. So my buddy Kid Kava, he mixed this. He's an artist from GR.
So he mixed it?
He mixed and mastered it. Yeah, he mixes and masters his own music. He's got a lot of his own music. He has a album out on Spotify as well.
So you make all the beats, all the shit on your computer, you put it all together, and you just send it off to him to mix and master all the levels and shit. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yep.
You ever do that yourself?
I do a little bit of a premix myself.
Okay.
And then
you just send it him for the final.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Have you ever tried mastering?
I'm trying to get into it, but once I can really sit down,
easy.
Yeah, when I'm doing this project with these artists from West Michigan, when I can really sit down with them and watch them mix and master all these vocals that we're getting in, this is going to be like my experience, my introduction to mixing and mastering is this project.
The mastering, somebody's probably going to say I'm a dumbass right now, but dude, it's literally you're just fucking raising that volume up to where it needs to be.
Yeah, no, mastering is literally just taking an already mixed song and taking a bunch of songs and mixing the levels of the song.
Yeah, dude,
I didn't know
so
mastering
easy
because mixing is getting into the song itself, taking all the stems, mixing those. But mastering is just making sure tracks 1 through 12 are all level instead of being.
And it's where you put the names in it, where when you put it in your Google Play or whatever, it pops up with your name of your song, your artist, and all that shit.
Yeah. See, yep.
Whether you want artwork, that all goes in the mastering files too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so this was all.
Saw it.
This was. Yeah. This was all local too. So there was a girl I work with. I found out she does art.
All right, go to Morning Jog.
Morning Jog is a good one too.
All right, let's do that one.
No, her name is Caitlin Park. You can find her on Instagram at
Caitlin Park.
Caitlin Park. Yeah, her name on Instagram is Kipasso instead of Picasso.
Kipasso.
Yep, with a Kipasso. I hope I'm saying that right.
Kipasso.
Yeah, Kipasso.
Kipasso. Capiche?
Capiche, right? But I told her, I was like, hey, I want you to do an album cover for me. And I sent her the tracks, and I was like, this is the kind of vibe I'm going for. I'm going for something really ambient. And with me making this project, the hardest thing was conceptualizing it because it doesn't have a narrative. There's no lyrics, there's no vocals. So how are you going to make a concept project, conceptualize a project in terms of.
He's like that ain't her.
He's looking for it right now. Oh, maybe it's that one right there.
Okay,
Go one more down. I could just pull it up on my phone. You care if I pull it up?
KKI pos.
I'm gonna pull it up on my phone if that's all right.
All right.
Because she definitely needs to be shout out. So does Kid Cave as well. But
Yeah. That was fucking hilarious.
I was like, who is that?
Is she pregnant?
KIPASSO on Instagram.
That's KIPASSO.
KIPASSO. I don't know if
Go to fucking Instagram.com, bro. Why are you relying on Google, man? Fuck
yeah,
Google, bro.
I'm telling you, dude. Google will take you some weird places, dude. It's weird. Google will
always
take you to some
relying on
weird
Google.
places. Yeah, I'm like, I'm
Man.
not even on page 4 yet. What the fuck is
Keep
this?
this shit reputable, John.
That right there, top one. KIP. That's her. She does some awesome artwork.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Um,
There's that cover work. So I was just like, yeah,
there
you know,
it
I
is
feel
on
like
the right.
music, you know, you can connect music with color, right? And I was like, I
So
want
these are all
orange to.
done like by hand?
Yeah, she does these all by hand. And what's cool too is she was doing, I can't remember exactly, but she was doing some kind of oil where like if she put something on there and I didn't like it, she could wash it right off.
Right.
And she could change it. So I remember she added something to it. There were a couple of figures on there sitting next to a jar of fireflies. And I was like, I don't really feel like it fits the vibe. And she was able to just take them off, just wipe it off. I was like, that's super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, sir.
Just wipe this shit right off.
Yeah. She's super awesome. You should give her a follow. If, you know, for anyone listening, give her a follow. And then, if you go to It's Kid Kava.
Hold on. Go to Spotify real quick, John. Turn the volume down just a little bit over there.
Also,
There you go.
oh, you're good. Yeah.
What is it?
It's Kid Kava. Right there, top one. Yeah. So I'm going to be shooting that music video with him on Wednesday. So he's going to be helping me direct and edit it. He does his own stuff. He's super cool. He's super nice guy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So he's
Where's
going to
he
also...
from?
He's from GR.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out of GR. So he's going to be helping me mix and master this West Michigan collaborative album as well. So he'll probably be rapping, singing on it. I actually met him through like a pyramid scheme in 2016.
Through a pyramid scheme?
Yeah.
Which
because
one?
World Ventures.
World Ventures?
Yeah. This
I
dude was like...
almost got sucked into Vima.
Vima, what is that?
It was supposed to be some fucking classy energy drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're fucking dumb.
Dude,
But
they are.
this dude was like, yeah, I just hired he's like, I just signed up another producer. You guys should meet. So like I had him on Facebook for the last like 5 years. Never interacted with him before. Always listened to his music. And I was like, hey, you mix and master, right? I was like, would you mind mix and mastering this project for me? I had a couple of engineers that kind of snowflaked
Turn it down
on
just a
me.
little bit more, John.
Had an engineer that was going to mix and
Yeah.
master it for me. And he just kind of like ghosted me. And I was like, oh, that's fucked. And then I had another one who was going to do it, but he wanted to mix and master him for $100 a track.
Mm.
And I was like, damn, that's $1,200.
I know, dude. That's
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, Kava was doing it for a really good price, too. And I was like, I appreciate that. You know, I have
Yeah.
nothing wrong with supporting local artists. So like, you know, with Caitlin and with Kava, that's really just the whole goal is to just support local artists. So like,
But then you know, you look back, you're like, man, you know, this dude's doing quality work and he's doing it for fucking half the price most of the time, even
yeah.
probably more than half the price. And
Mhm.
you're just like, man, fucking dude's getting ripped.
Yeah. I was like, and the guy
But,
that was,
is he, or is he charging the fair price? What these big guys should be fucking charging.
well,
You
the
know
guy
what I
that
mean?
was the guy that was charging me 100 also owns an architectural company, or like 2 or 3. So
And it doesn't sound bad at first. You know, $100 a song. Okay, well, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, shit. You know, you're gonna make my song sound this much better. $100 for it, sure. But then when you don't get like an album cut break, like some sort of like, yeah, I'll do 10 songs for like 700 or something at least.
I know, like cut a deal or something, right? So I think what's cool, you know, like through this, I worked with Kava and, you know, like working with him, we're going to work on this project together. You know, I got a couple singles like I'm working on right now that like I want to drop them ASAP and just kind of get people in ready for what we're going to do. Cause I want to have like 15 to 20 artists,
So
known and not.
So
you know.
what artists do you have?
Tweaks
on
and Steel
Okay.
are both gonna,
Tweaks ain't Tweaks no more.
I know, Zoltan.
Zoltan.
He got
Just Zoltan, right?
Tweaks. You got to change all of your social
I
media,
know
man. You're really throwing me off.
Bro.
Brandon, please change your social media, man.
Change your shit, man.
You're throwing me off, buddy. Love
Change
you, bro.
it.
But it's gonna be Zoltan and Steel.
Is it
Buddy
just
Steel.
gonna be Zoltan, right?
Zoltan the third?
Or is it? See, you just said it. I said, is it just gonna be Zoltan? You're like Zoltan the third. Which is it? Is it the third or
I'm
Zoltan?
not sure, Brandon. Which is it? We need
Brandon,
to know.
what is it, man?
But we were gonna do a collab project earlier this year, which ended up turning into this. But I think in retrospect, I didn't know he was still working on his album, which hearing it had a completely different vibe. So I completely get why we didn't get to do that project.
Right.
But we're going to shift our attention to this project. So Kava, my buddy Scuzzy from GR, Steel, Brandon, we're all going to kind of spearhead this project. And I got a lot of artists in mind that I want to kind of put on it. King True, Shadow Santana, this girl I know, Alexis Geyser, she goes by 616. That's her moniker. Want to put her on it. She's super talented. I just want to essentially DJ Khaled this shit. But, like, you don't see people, like, you don't see a movement. You don't see people collaborating. You don't see people really trying to put anything out that's going to stretch boundaries, push boundaries or stretch the limit,
Honestly, for me coming from, such like a metal background with local music, like, dude, there is so, at least from what I could see, there is so much more of a camaraderie and a partnership and a let's build this thing with metal scene than there is in like a hip hop, rap, pop scene.
Absolutely.
Around here, like, bro, there isn't even a fucking Facebook group called Local Hip Hop Scene. There's nothing like that. Like, I'm trying to, like, I did this, putting this show on. When this comes out, it'll be next week, so show will be over.
Cool.
But, like, I'm like, where do I share this shit?
Right, for sure.
I mean, because, well, first of all, obviously it's my first time venturing into that style of putting on that kind of a show, so I don't really have a lot of the connections, but I'm like searching for them, and I don't see shit.
Yeah.
Like, where's the, I don't know, like, just the community is what I'm looking for. Yeah, community aspect.
Community. Yeah. So
where is it? Nowhere.
That was something like Mario and I were trying to do, like, way back in the day, back in like 2014 to 16 when we were doing our little. So I was producing for him and he was rapping. So, like, we ended up putting out a little mixtape, and like I said, we ended up doing those concerts. We did a concert for Afro Man in Indiana, and then Famous Dex in Chicago, and then Twister right here in Holland.
Really?
Yep.
Where
right at Serafina's, which is Big Lake Brewery right now.
Okay.
Yep, but it was right there.
Wow.
So we wanted to do that. We noticed the same thing. Like, why are none of these rappers working together? Like, we have Rapper PA, we have Joe Secret, we had King True and Shadow Santana, you had Steel, you had Tay Sav. Like, you had all these rappers that were, like, really decent, but they just, like, it's really about, like, giving everyone the resources and the opportunities to make good music. There's so many people in the West Michigan area that they could put out really good music if you give them the opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's not even just in rap. I want the best songwriters. I want the best artists. I want the best singers, rappers. I want everyone to kind of come together and just put out not necessarily like radio pop bullshit. I want a couple radio worthy songs in there, but I just want to make good music. I want everyone to collaborate on a project, and it's really just about, like, it's the ultimate goal is you want to get views, right? You want your music to get out there. Well, you put 3 people on a song together on an album with 15 other artists. Everyone's gonna flock to that album eventually. Everyone's gonna flock to it, whether it's Brandon's fans or whether it's my fans or whether it's King True's fans. If we're all on a project together, everyone's gonna come to it, and you're gonna experience a lot of other artists that you may not have heard about, and you might
even
like
just
it's done right. It would
just
sound
working together as a whole to like put on shows and build something like.
Yeah.
Like, is it just, like, pretty much promoter ran for as far as, like, hip-hop shows?
Pretty
like
much.
It's promoters, and they just pick who's going to be on the show, and then you just end up on a show with people.
Pretty
like,
much,
there's no,
dude.
like, groups or rappers like, hey, contacting let's do this show.
Because no one's willing to spend the money. Everyone's trying to make money.
Well, why do you got to spend money?
Because that's what, like,
you could, you could, like, do something at, like, Mulligan's in Easttown. Why not? It's a hipster bar. But it's a fucking stage.
Not only is it that, but I also think it's like an ignorance and arrogance thing too. I think it's like an arrogance thing. Like people don't want to be on the corner of a street putting on their own show. Or people don't want to do their own shit. You know, like, and like the thing is, like, you're right.
They want to be booked.
They want to be booked. You know, it is a producer ran business, or not producer. It's a promoter ran business, especially here in Holland. And it's like,
in Holland, what kind of fucking?
There's a lot of promoters. There's like one that I work with.
There is like a
that got us the
hip-hop
music
type
video,
scene
and
here, right?
Yeah, there is, and I haven't been following it for a couple years. But when Mario and I were putting out music, yeah, we were real tight with a promoter. Shout out to Craze. I don't know if you've ever heard of Craze. He's a really, really big promoter here in the town, and you know, he got us the show for Famous Dex. It was his 4th of July show in Chicago before he went to LA, right when he got signed to Rich the Kid. It was a big show. We were the headliner. We were the only people that ended up going out there and performing. I was Mario's hype man. I didn't really perform, but I was on stage with him and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being way too fucked up to even be the hype man. So it was just like, bitch. Right. I do at some point want you to pull up favorite song because I think
on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Is this the music video?
It is the music video.
Okay, yeah, pull it up, John.
Music video doesn't have nearly as many views as it does on Facebook, but
holy shit! Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that the music was gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
We went through a couple songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure people
that was nice having that in the little background. See, that's what I mean about
it's
lo-fi.
good. It's good music for whatever.
Just have it on.
Whatever.
You can talk over it. It's fine.
You can listen.
You can still hear it.
You could run to it. Like you could listen to it. You work for it with it or whatever. You know, you could do
work for it.
Work for it, dude. Man, I'm tripping over my words. It would actually be Mario Matthews.
Oh.
Favorite song by Mario Matthews.
Favorite song.
Yeah, favorite song. So.
Favorite. There.
Yeah, there it is. 5 years ago.
Dang.
Yeah. So that was at the skate park and the hookah lounge. We filmed at the skate park and the hookah lounge on the song. I haven't talked to Mario in months, man. I've been trying to hit him up. He kind of stopped doing music.
Oh.
Kind of lost his drive. It's really a shame because he's a really talented guy.
Fucking happens, man.
Yeah, man.
Life.
Mario, if you're watching this or if you're hearing this, hit me up, bro. If anyone that knows Mario, tell him that he needs to stick with this music stuff.
Is that a drone?
It is a drone, yeah. So this guy came up from Atlanta to film this.
To film this?
Yeah, this was the promoter that was putting us onto all this stuff.
This is my moment, I own it. I am so focused. I am a poet, you know it. Killing these rappers, so don't even bother to say your condolence. I'm too turned.
That's me right there in the Brock Lesnar shirt and the Giants hat. 18-year-old me.
Yeah.
Dude, we were supposed to have like 20 people for this. We only had like us 5 and like 3 girls. It was kind of pathetic. We were supposed to have like 20 to 30 people. Yeah. I didn't even blow the smoke out. It's such a terrible cut. I swear he tried doing me dirty on that. Okay, there it is. She said, damn, don't you take a break from dropping all those bombs. I said, wait until it drops, girl, it's gonna be your favorite song. It's gonna be your favorite song. Be your favorite song. So the thing about Mario was like, he always wanted to sing his own hooks. He didn't want to do features. Like, I was like, I feel
like you or somebody else would be doing this part.
Not me, but I was telling him like we could get like other people to like do your hooks or
right,
you know, and it was just kind of like I want to do it myself, which I respect that. But he in himself too has like said like going back on it when this was the beginning of him learning how like his cadences and stuff, because his music that he's put out in the last couple of years sounds a lot better. He got a lot more comfortable with his voice and with his mixing and mastering and stuff. So like I feel like in this time period, if he would have redid this song with the knowledge he has now, it'd be a lot better.
Oh, okay.
You know? But I do still feel like it's a little rough, you know, on like production and just the mixing and mastering and audio side, you know.
Yeah.
But like that's just, you know, like because we were kids, dude.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's pretty good for what we were doing.
Is that right down the street here?
Yeah.
Yeah, here. At what is it called?
I have no
Fuck,
idea.
I
We just
forget what
call
it's
it the
called.
skate park.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's
Like-
not a bad video though.
No. It's a dope video. It's a dope song. It's a dope beat too.
But yeah, that sucks, dude. 20-something people or whatever, and then
We would have been like all just mounted up right there. The skaters were a little kind of upset that we were doing it, but we got a
We're-
couple shots of them, so it was cool.
nobody was giving you shit during that time.
No, they actually thought it was pretty cool. We had like we had the drone, and he had like a whole swivel system.
Is
that
this a
was, like,
drone going around you guys, or
No,
was that
was
him
the
just
swivel
filming?
thing. It
Oh,
was
okay.
like it was something like this, but 3 times bigger
Yeah.
for a camera, and he was like doing this with it.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
that was the wave I was on before I was like, and I took a break and was doing all this chef stuff, and which I'm still trying to, it's not like I'm trying to like abandon the chef stuff to do music. I'm trying to make it all work together.
Right.
And that being said, I'm trying to like learn how to like shoot and edit videos and film just for my food stuff, for the food purposes, and for eventually like doing music videos and conceptualizing stuff. Because I feel like I'm more than just a producer. I feel like I come up, I can like see a vision or see something. I'm like, oh, that'd be a really cool music video.
Yeah.
And it's like really hard trying to explain the vision to people. It's like I kind of just want to do it myself.
So you've never shot a music video?
No, this will be the first one. This little music video I'm shooting up in GR on Wednesday. It's gonna be like a 45-second video to this beat I did. It's literally just gonna be like us on a rooftop during golden hour. Be wearing this. It's gonna kind of promote the merch I'm doing. Promote
What
the
rooftop?
It's like a my old coworker of mine. She's got an apartment out there, so it's like I don't know where she lives at.
Oh, okay.
But we're
But
just
she's
gonna go
got-
out
lives
there.
in
She's got
an
a
apartment
super
building,
nice
okay.
apartment, super nice loft out there,
She
and
can
we're
get
gonna
up
go
to
up to
the
that rooftop. So
rooftop.
golden hour, we're gonna get some shots up there. Just make like a little
What kind of
urban.
camera you got?
I don't know. It's my buddies. So like it's Kava. So like Kava's gonna kind of show me like
Oh,
what
yeah,
he
yeah, that's
uses.
right.
Yeah. So he's gonna show me the ropes on that, and that's
Okay.
gonna be like my first introduction to filming and editing.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Because like with I don't know if you saw my Instagram, all those fruits I do.
Fruits, yeah.
Yeah, those like fruit desserts.
Yeah.
And, like, cut them open, and it's not a fruit, but it's got like the marmalade and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to
You should show that off. Look him up on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
It
again?
is it's Lex the Flex, but it's got like a period and underscore.
I don't know if I have you followed on there. I'm bad about following people back on
No, you're good.
the fucking obscured account.
Oh, it's
there
right
it
there,
is.
that top
Yeah.
one.
Boom.
Hey.
Hey.
Good looks. So yeah, I started doing these about last year. They're inspired by Cedric Grolet, who's a pastry chef in France, in Paris. And essentially what they are is like they look like fruits, but they're actually desserts. They're a marmalade in the middle. Yep, and then it's a mousse, and it's a white chocolate shell on the outside.
So like that orange.
That orange right there, yep.
Yeah. And then there's something. Was that supposed to be a
Kiwi.
coconut?
Kiwi.
Oh, on the right. Oh, okay.
So like, yeah.
Oh.
So like,
Boom.
yep. So like what I do is I poach oranges. Like I take some oranges, slice them up, I poach them for a couple hours, make a marmalade with some agar, toss it up together, freeze them in the mold. Then I have fruit-shaped molds, silicone molds, which I'll make a ganache mate, which is just like a white chocolate-based mousse. Whip it up so it's got like a whipped cream consistency. I'll fill up this mold halfway. I put the little marmalade center in there halfway, fill it up. Once it's frozen, take it out. I make the white chocolate coating, which is just equal parts cocoa butter, equal parts chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever.
Is it white chocolate that you're using?
It's white chocolate. In this case, it was milk chocolate.
This one? Yeah.
Yep, just to get that nice
kiwi.
consistency. But that white chocolate really gives it a nice shell. So these were Tulip Tarts that I did during Tulip time.
Oh.
I had leftover lemon marmalade from the lemon I did, which is right there.
Which one?
That one
That
right
one
down
right there.
there. Yeah. If you go down to the left. Yeah, that right there.
Ooh.
So that's a video.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
So make the marmalade, fill up your mold, freeze it, make your mousse, which is just gelatin white chocolate. That's yuzu juice from Japan. Fill up your mold, dip it in there. Take it out. You gotta shape it, smooth it
Look
out.
like boobs.
Yeah, right. Smooth them out. Put the pick in there, and you make your white shell. Add your food coloring to it. Which has got to be fat based, because if you add water based, like I did the first time, it completely separates. And then the trick to getting the lemon skin is you spray it with an air gun.
Oh.
So you yeah.
Well, son of a bitch.
Yes, sir. Almond praline for garnish, and then you just cut right into it.
How the fuck does something like this only have 207 views?
Oh man, you're telling me. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but it's just, it's advertising, and
It just pisses. It would piss. It pisses me off.
if I'm being honest with you, bro, it kind of does.
But I mean, it doesn't piss you off like
it's
it just pisses you off like, why is this not getting views? Like,
right.
but yet I can watch something like that has 1 million views right now.
I honestly think it's just advertising. I don't know.
Like
I've
your
come up with
lack of advertising or what?
lack of advertising. Maybe I'm just not doing stuff right. My videos could be amateur. No, this was my full one. I was grabbing the wrong one.
I'm empty.
Yeah, so I just started doing desserts like a year ago. If you look, that honey semifreddo was the first one I started doing. That's just a year ago.
Which one?
That one right there, that's a honey semifreddo with a lemon crumb, candied lemon peel, and a lemon crumb.
That looks good as fuck.
Yeah, thank you. So 63 weeks ago, literally a year. Oh, that's 52 weeks in a year. So about 13. Dude, man, I'm so high right now. But yeah, about a year ago, I started doing these desserts, and
who the fuck is that down there? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. I got my shamag on. Yeah.
Bro, you look like you're like from Israel or something.
Israel. Do it with passion or not at all. Yes, sir. Marco Pierre White. I don't know if you know who he is. I was watching him on Hell's Kitchen, and he put on a shamag, and I was like, that's fucking badass. And I was like, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, like you see in the Middle East. Eastern guys,
that's what I mean right there. You look like you're fucking Israel or something.
Someone was telling me if I go to India, definitely to keep my beard.
Or India.
Yeah. Oh my God, I do.
Does it not?
Well, I'm from Russia. I don't know if
Are
you know
you?
that. Yeah, that's
well,
why.
that's why you got the fucked up last name, or how do you say it?
Oh, the first name actually, Alexei. My Vandenbrink is Dutch. My last name is Dutch, so I have like a Russian Dutch name. I have the most Russian and the most Dutch name back to back. Alexei Vandenbrink.
That's why I was like, is it Alexei?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There. Yep.
If you go up, I'm kind of on like a chicken sandwich phase, or I'm like on a sandwich phase right now.
Oh yeah.
So like I was doing like a orange chicken sandwich, like a Korean chicken sandwich. I'm kind of like addicted to everything Asian right now.
Yeah.
Did pumpkin blueberry muffins with a pistachio praline in the middle. Yeah. Pistachio praline. A praline is pretty much you just take some roasted nuts and you toss them in a caramel.
Okay.
And you could let it harden up like a peanut brittle, or you could make it into a paste by adding some oil. So that's essentially what that stuff on top is. It's just a pistachio paste.
20 fucking likes.
Yeah, I deleted a lot of stuff on my Instagram and I didn't post for a long time, so I think that had something to do with it. Because when I started
that's
posting,
still good though, dude.
I'm trying to get the algorithm, going.
But that excuse me,
You're
that
good.
was a post though. Do you do the reels?
I did a couple. The kiwi and the
Go to the
muffin.
reels.
The kiwi and the muffin are my reels.
All right, which one is it? Oh,
so that muffin, that one that we
that
just
was a
watched is
reel?
a reel. Yep, that was a reel. Which I did notice I got a couple.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, that's not bad. Hey, that's not bad at all. I didn't even know you could watch the or see the.
This
views like
first
that.
time you're seeing that?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Cool. 2,000, but just about 1,500.
No,
on that.
watch. Now go to my account, John. Let's all get ready to laugh.
I did notice
You got
that,
a
like,
lot more followers though.
So like the thing is, like I said, I deleted a lot of stuff and I didn't upload for like a year and a half. So a lot of those followers
the reels,
still
yeah.
don't even view my stuff. See, like
You like go to that most recent one. Yeah. This motherfucker.
abandoned mall.
What the fuck? It won't let you play the music? Oh, it sucks without the music. Come up with like little. All of a sudden, you just hear John start laughing back there. He's like, "What the fuck?" It's because Instagram's a fucking stupid
Dude,
ass.
I want to go ghost adventuring so fucking bad, man.
Ghost adventuring.
Just
Yeah.
what they used to do, they used to lock themselves up in a fucking spooky abandoned place for a night and just do, that's what I want to do, man. That's what I want to do. I do want to go out to that Goldfield Hotel out in Nevada.
Scroll down, fucking John. Get the fuck out of this. Fucking don't let you fucking hear it. 691.
That's not bad. That's
Keep
good.
going. There you go. Rosie's. That one got me over 1,000.
Rosie's. Is that a...
Another abandoned place.
Where is that?
Why wouldn't let us play the sound? What the fuck, man? These videos aren't as good without sound.
I'm telling you, dude. Instagram... I just hear it's like... He's like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm telling you, dude. Instagram on the computer is not the same. Anything on the computer anymore is not the same. It's almost like...
John's listening out there. Just keep hearing him laugh.
I feel
Look
like
at that drone shot though. That's so
badass.
that was look at that shit. That was so nice, so
Dude,
clean.
that's
I'm like,
badass.
man, shit. Yeah, 1,000 ain't bad, but
It almost seems like everything is like optimized to be an app nowadays. Like everything's just worse on the computer. Facebook, Instagram, no matter what you're using.
no, you can get this to like act as a phone.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
That is kind of weird.
I
So
can't.
it's like-
I couldn't explain to John how to do it. I have to do it myself. You know, one of those things you can't really. You gotta like see it and do it.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's you go into like the fucking where you'd like change HTML settings and stuff like that, and it's like Elements tab, and then you can change the browser to act as a phone.
Okay.
So then all of a sudden your screen will change to like the shape of a phone, and when you go over it, it'll be like a dot, and then all of a sudden you'll be able to post shit to Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, you can post shit to Instagram off your computer instead of your phone.
That's pretty dope.
So then I bet
Fancy.
you it would work to be able to like play music and shit like that too. But
That would be pretty dope.
yeah, Reels though. Reels is where it's at, man.
Yeah,
You gotta
absolutely.
fucking post some Reels or like the Instagram TV. I've heard good shit about that.
Yep.
The posts is like, you know, it's hit or miss. I've seen my buddy Eric's posted some stuff. Hopefully that doesn't start again, John.
The thing about Reels though, I will say, like, you're right, because like, okay, so one thing I noticed is that my stories get a lot more views than my posts do, and it's really hard posting my posts to my story when I can't play them. But if it's a reel, I can play it on my story. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people can watch the reel right from the story. If you post a video to a story, someone has to click on it, view post. They have to go to the post and watch it.
All the steps.
So you're right. So Reels, in a sense, is easier because I know my audience on my stories is a lot more than what's viewing my timeline. So I can
And
take
it
that
sucks
reel.
because the stories are
It
just like
does.
gone.
It's all
too.
algorithm, man. It sucks. So out of all those followers, maybe I get, a couple hundred, I think 400, 500, 600 views on my stories. I'm going to get like less than 50 views on my post and shit.
Yeah.
20, 30, 40, 50 likes. But I got like 500 people viewing my story,
But
and
the
it's like,
Reels will like allow you to expand to even wider audiences.
I
it seems
immediately
like.
noticed everyone that was liking it weren't not people that follow me, They were just random people.
Oh yeah, that's for me all the time.
Yeah.
And I hate how the only thing I hate about fucking Instagram is like I'll hashtag, even if I only hashtag podcast and podcasts immediately. DM at Reality Records to promote your shit, or
Dude, it's
DM
the same thing with the
this.
food. It's all these bots. You post one food thing and they're like, "Hey, DM or post your stuff at food DM or whatever." And I did that once, and let me tell you something. These pages are literally just regular fucking people who pay for likes, pay for followers. You could do it yourself.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could make an Instagram page. You could buy a bunch of followers. You could buy a bunch of likes. You could send your Cash App out, and you could send these bots out to get to these people's page, and they come back and message you, and they say, "Hey, I want to promote my food on your page." I tried it. I was like, let's see what this is about. The first reel I posted on, I got those, and I was like investigating it. And I was like, yeah, this is really unusual. And sure enough, these pages after some time start disappearing, and like they're asking for Cash App. and they're really professional about it. They're not gypping you. They're posting your stuff.
Yeah, they are.
But it's like, okay, it's like I'm like looking at all of the likes on my picture, like that they posted, and I'm looking at all these profiles, and they're all bots except for one or two of them. And I'm looking at all the comments, and they're all bots. And I'm looking at all the followers on the page, and they're all bots. And I'm like, this is just strictly business.
Yeah.
Like you could literally you could do this yourself. And I'm like, that's so
it's an appearance thing.
It's fucked, man.
It's an appearance thing. I think a lot of it. I think there's a fine line in the pay for likes and stuff like that. I would not pay for followers.
No.
I would not pay for subscribers.
No.
That's going to immediately fuck your engagement.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna fuck your algorithm too.
I've grown my page and my YouTube. I'm growing it all organic. I'm not paying for shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 817 followers or something. I think that's what it was. I think I just looked at it today. That's why it's such a fucking narrow number. I think it was 817. Okay. And sometimes it'll still get shit engagement, you know?
Yeah.
But
sure.
with the paying for it, it's about appearance. Because I think, you know, if you go to a video on YouTube and it's got 6 views versus a video that's got 1,000 views, what are you going to watch? Or you're scrolling through and you're suggested it's got 6 views. Like, are you even going to see it? Like, it's like, you know, it's about optics. It's about how you appear. Do you appear like you're big? Maybe then I will watch your stuff.
It's aesthetics. But that's like, that goes along with the whole fake it till you make it aspect. You know, it goes along perfectly with the whole Instagram and social media lifestyle. Yeah. You know, everyone's posting everything successful that they're doing, and everything's making it about aesthetic, which really, like, if you have a brand, which you should be doing, you should be forming some kind of aesthetic. But like that's something that I've heard growing up all the time, not in a bad way to say like be fake or anything, but fake it till you make it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like put, you know, if you're gonna walk around like you're a, you know, big time chef, or, you know, like for me, I'm not an executive chef yet, but I know I could be there if I have the right opportunity.
Yeah.
It's just at the restaurant I'm at, I don't ever see him leaving anytime soon.
Right.
And it's like, it's just not the time yet. But it's like, that doesn't mean I shouldn't act like I'm a chef that couldn't be an executive chef. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people see my Instagram all the time, they're like, oh, you're a chef. Yeah, but I'm not the chef at Boatworks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am a chef. I'm just not the chef at the restaurant I work at.
Right.
You know, but I have all of that knowledge and all of that ability and whereabout to be able to be like...
Confidence and just being sure of yourself can really bring you a long way.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with strapping on that white coat and taking some pictures for the Instagram, even though, like, you know, you're not necessitles an executive chef, the head chef. And, like, that's a whole nother conversation with, like, chefs in the restaurant. Like, coats are just the same thing as titles. They're just titles. They don't mean anything. You call someone a supervisor, a sous chef. You know, I know plenty of people that should be sous chefs that aren't sous chefs, and I know a lot of people that are sous chefs that should not be sous chefs.
Oh, yeah.
You know? It's just a title.
Opportunity.
What
timing,
restaurant
you were in.
Luck. Yeah, that's all. That's all what it is. Like, you should just stay true to yourself and what you know you can do.
It could have just been somebody in some restaurant that was a shit restaurant, ended up being head chef, and they're a shit chef at a shit restaurant.
There's so many restaurants, so there's so many chefs. You know, it's like at some point you gotta kind of ask yourself, like, what is a head chef? What is a sous chef? What is the difference between a cook and a chef?
If you're
like
fucking Applebee's, like, are you really like a chef or no?
That's what I was just gonna ask you. So to you, what is your difference between a cook and a chef?
I guess I would I don't know, because I'm not like that involved, but I would say it'd have to be somewhere like, but then again, where are you going to go? I don't know. I guess chef to me would be more like your niche restaurants, your one and onlys, you know.
Yeah.
Besides like your chains.
Exactly.
Now, I guess I don't think that you couldn't, like if you work at an Applebee's, like I just dogged on, you know, somebody was like, fuck you. Well, it's like, not saying that you could not be a chef and work there, but just, I don't know. I guess when I picture chef in my head, you're like, you know,
Yeah.
Picture a chef. It's good, more like I guess like a niche mom and pop restaurant or something.
Right.
Like I guess where it's more intimate, more fine dining.
Mhm.
Fine dining
Yeah.
would be chef.
Yeah.
I guess I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, just I don't picture Applebee's and picture chef. I picture
sure.
cook.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
saying that you aren't a chef,
Mhm.
but I picture cook at Applebee's.
Yep. I totally agree. You know, and like for me, I think
Totally
like,
redeemed myself.
yeah, no, for sure. Right? Yeah, those Applebee's people are like, oh, all right.
Yeah, hit me with a clap, John.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Applebee's and everyone that works there. Well, Applebee's. Love it. I haven't been there in a long time. But so like for me, you know, like I think a chef is someone who's willing to educate themselves on how food works.
Okay.
You know,
There you go.
I think like a chef is someone who could sit there and explain to you why a risotto takes the time that it takes and what involves a risotto. Or like when you cook onions, why are you cooking onions? Well, you're cooking out water content, which contains the sulfur, which contains the sweetness and the acidity, stuff like that, you know.
Mhm.
And on top of management, you know, like obviously a chef needs to know how to run a restaurant. But I think like you could take two people who have had the same experience, which could be virtually none. And you put them in a restaurant, and it's all work ethic and it's all mental. You know, you could separate a chef from a cook, you know, like, or these two guys could literally separate themselves just by the decisions they want to make in a restaurant. You know, this guy could be willing to learn and he wants to learn how food is made, where the other guy is just making food because it's his job. You know, so I think it's all just kind of like a mentality thing.
Do you
know?
think the guy that's just making food because it's his job could make just as good as quality food as the chef, but just not know why it was done?
Yeah,
that way?
I literally work with people like that. You know, like I work with people that are just were there to be there. You
They
know,
just
and
taught-
they're in their
they're just
terms.
taught
They're just
how to-
taught how to do it, and they can do it because it's repetitive nature. Like,
Yeah,
you know, but it's always
but
cool.
they
to,
don't really know why.
No, you know, like so for me, I always wanted to be like a history teacher and a baseball coach.
Huh.
So like I have that coaching aspect to me and I have that teaching aspect to me, and I think that's like perfect to apply in a kitchen scenario. I want people to like know why stuff is the way it is, which also gotta like realize that some people just don't necessarily care.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I'm trying to explain stuff to people, and sometimes it just goes through one ear and right out the other.
Well, it's
you
like,
know?
why are you like in a kitchen then?
Yeah, if you're not willing to learn, you know, like I talk to these guys and they're just like, "Oh, I just work here." I'm like, "Come on, dude!" Like, you know, that's
Well,
the difference.
why
I literally
are you waiting tables then or something, or
right.
bussing tables? I feel like if you're in a kitchen, you should like have some sort of
Mm-hmm.
passion around food, even if you're
Absolutely.
stuck on salads for a year or whatever because you're low man on the
Mm-hmm.
totem pole.
Yeah.
Like then work the job for a little while, care about it, and leave.
Hey, dude, I'll tell you what. Our salad
You
crew
know.
at Boatworks, they fucking bust their asses, dude. Like
Right.
our salads at Boatworks, like it's not just like
What do you
it's.
think about it? You get a
yeah.
salad with almost every meal.
Oh, dude, it's insane. They get rocked at lunch. So
Oh yeah,
so
lunch.
at Boatworks, we were doing anywhere between 300 to 500 for lunch, almost daily.
Okay.
That's Monday through. That's
And
Monday
what's
through.
lunch considered? What's
Lunch is
hours?
11 to 4.
11 to 4.
Yeah.
11 to 4.
Yeah.
Seems like a wide window for lunch. People get
Typically
lunch at
3.
Fucking
Typically, we have that slow period between 3 and 5.
yeah.
But I think that's where they separate it, and I think 5 starts the dinner or whatever, where they count it. But like, you know, even
Yeah.
after COVID and during COVID, I'm like, it's Friday afternoon or Friday morning to afternoon, and I'm serving 400 to 500 people expoing. So we have 2 people on salads, we have 2 guys on saute, 2 guys on grill, 2 guys on pizza, 2 guys on fry. Normally, I'm usually by myself expoing, but I had some help this year, which was nice. So I'm taking all the food from all the stations. I'm looking at all these tickets, right? I have a whole screen, probably about the size of this, full of tickets. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, okay, ticket number 1 is 7 tables. It's a perch sandwich. It's a turkey Reuben. I don't ever have to worry about salad stuff, but everything else I got to grab out of my windows. So I'm like, okay, I got to grab this medium rare Swiss burger. I got to grab this mid-rare cheddar burger. And there's like fucking 20 burgers in front of me. There's all the saute dishes, like all the pasta dishes and the entrees. There's all the fry stuff. All the pizza guys are putting stuff in their window, and I have to take it all, line it all up, garnish it, give it to the front of the house expo. They give it to the food runners. They put it on the tray and they bring it out. So I'm kind of like the last line of myself and the outside
the,
expo, front of the house expo, like the last line of defense.
Yeah, you kind of clean it all up, make it look nice.
Yeah, run that shit. Make sure that shit goes out fast. Make sure it goes out good. If there's anything that goes out wrong, they come back and talk to me about it, and I gotta talk to the kitchen crew. So I'm kind of like, in a lot of restaurants, the expo is usually one of the chefs.
Okay.
Which I don't mind doing because that's what I want to do.
Right.
But it's like, it's volume, man. It's a lot of volume. Our nights in the summer, we do anywhere between 900 to 1,200 people.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll do 800 people, 900. I think there was like holidays, we'll do anywhere between 1,100 people.
Because you have the
just for
whole
dinner.
outside plus the inside.
Yeah.
You know, you can fill it all the way up.
Yeah, and it seems like each year they're adding more seats. It's like more money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
More money.
Have you ever been to Boworks?
We're not going to hire anybody, though.
No.
I've been there to clean it.
Clean it.
With EnviroClean.
Okay.
When I worked there, we went there. We had to clean some shit, and it was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, like, didn't help that it was kind of high end before, but now you got all these restaurants adding, like, making their prices more expensive.
Right.
As if we weren't expensive to
How long have
begin
you
with.
worked there?
I've been there since June 2018.
June 2018.
Before that, I was at Freedom Village for 3 years. Before that, I was at Orange Leaf Frozen Yogurt for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was my first job I had, official job, not under the table. From 11 years old up until 16, I was working in a greenhouse in
paid at
Borculo.
the fucking
Froyo shop?
Yeah.
So I think this was back when
I
minimum
was gonna
wage
say
was
ice cream, then I was gonna say custard. I was like, oh yeah, bro, yogurt.
yeah, Froyo. Yeah, I think this was back in 2013. So this is when minimum wage was still, I think, like $7.40.
Was it?
It was $7.40 because I was making $7.80.
You made 70. They're
As
like,
a 16,
ooh.
yeah, I was like, this is some good shit. And like, as a 16-year-old who's like, this is his first job. We lived at the Scrapyard Lofts right downtown. My parents owned Urban Found right in between.
Oh, they still paid you above minimum though.
Yeah, I was the first high schooler first high schooler they hired.
I didn't have. I worked at Wendy's when I was 16, and I was getting paid like $6.36.
Yeah, no, it was owned by like a family. They like were franchisees or franchise, I think that's the term. And they had a bunch of college girls working for them. And my parents owned the store right next door, which is Newbies, and then turned it into Urban Found, which is right in between Fricano's there and Orange Leaf. And we lived at the Scrapyard Lofts, which is right down the street. So a couple days or like a week after I turned 16, my dad's like, all right, you walk up and down downtown looking for job applications. He goes into Orange Leaf and he says, I got a son looking for a job. And they were like, okay, well, we'll give him a shot. And then I was there for 3 years. It was a fun experience. It was a nice first job. $7.80. So like, 40 cents over minimum wage, and then minimum wage started to go up.
Well, at that time when you're 16 too, like
it was cool. Yeah, it was a bunch.
Fuck, you have to spend it on.
I was the only high schooler working in a froyo shop in downtown with a bunch of college chicks. I was fucking
dude,
living the dream. Everyone was like, "How did you get that gig?"
Yeah, how did you get that fucking job?
Yeah, it was really fun.
My dad,
yeah. Shout out to my dad.
My dad got it.
Pretty much. Yeah, they owned the store next door, so it just kind of worked out.
Then we get out and we go play Madden and man.
Get a free cup of froyo at the end of every shift. So I'm just filling that
Your
bitch up.
dad's cool, man.
Yeah, dude, my dad's fucking awesome. Love my dad. Yeah, we'd get a free cup of froyo at the end of every shift.
Dang.
So I would just
fill
that
I'd
bitch up.
always be getting free shit wherever I fucking work. I worked at a Tim Hortons Cold Stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cold Stone. There was a Cold Stone right downtown, right across from Peach Wave, which is the other froyo shop.
Where?
A Street in Central. A Street in Central.
Cold Stone Creamery?
Yeah.
Right now?
No, not right now. Back in like 2013.
Oh, there used to be one.
It's right where Francesca's used to be, I believe.
Okay.
So the story is like Peach Wave and Orange Leaf opened up back to back weeks.
Dang.
This lady had just bought the place, apparently. She was from Detroit. Had only owned it for less than half a year, whatever. 2 froyo shops open up within a year. She was out of business.
Damn.
Really unfortunate. It sucks, you know.
Cold Stone's good as fuck.
It
man.
is, but like when you have 2 froyo places like that, and like
I don't know. I don't like frozen yogurt.
it's.
So for me, I'd obviously pick the ice cream, but
I really liked Orange Leafs. Like I would go to Peach Wave, and the flavoring was just off. I went to Peach Wave a couple weeks ago, and the same thing. It just doesn't taste the same.
I heard that it's not very good.
No, Orange Leaf was a lot better, but then they started messing around with their they got on their corporate shit and they started messing around with like their cut all milk from all the recipes.
Really?
Skimping out on milk because it started getting a little too expensive for them, and they. The big
What are they
thing,
replacing it with? How do you replace
water.
milk?
It was all water based. Yeah, all of it. That was just right after I left, so I didn't experience this.
It's fucking yogurt, dude.
I know. Right around the time I left, they stopped doing by the ounce, which was the big thing. That was the big thing about Froyo. It was by the ounce, remember? Like you would put it on the scale, and whatever your cup weighed is what you paid for it. So they had the 8-ounce cup and they had the 12-ounce cup or the 16-ounce cup. They had two sizes. And it was like 45 cents an ounce. That's not crazy.
No.
You put a cup on there, like an 8-ounce cup, it was like $3, $4, $5.
Right.
If you really went ham, it was like $8.
Yeah.
But they had like 3 sizes that weren't any of those sizes, but they were set prices. And like as an employee, I knew I was like, they're paying $3-something for a 6-ounce cup, the smallest cup. I'm like, when an 8-ounce cup, you could fill it out with like 6-7 ounces of froyo and toppings and pay $2 to $3-4. So I think that was a big thing. I think the set prices just kind of threw everyone off. But
Right.
froyo was a big thing back in the day. It was like the next big crave. I'm sure it still is in other places, just not here in Holland.
See, I wasn't here in Holland during that time.
No, you were in Bay City.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of froyo on that side of the town because Orange Leaf.
But again, I
It's
don't
like-
like frozen yogurt, so I wouldn't have went anyways.
I'm trying to think of all the other
Culver's
companies.
is a shit, man.
Culver's is good. I haven't been to Culver's in so long. I've only had their ice cream. I want to try their sandwiches.
Oh, their sandwiches are fucking delicious, man.
Yeah.
Their fucking burgers are fucking worth it.
Oh yeah. Mind if
Yeah.
I bum a cigarette off you?
Oh, yeah, dude. That's fine.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Should have asked me a while ago. You've probably been craving.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, it's... I don't...
I've been trying
I
to
don't
stay off the
remember-
fast food. I've been trying to
Oh,
lose weight.
fast food?
Yeah, I've been trying to lose weight. I've been trying to work out
Yeah.
a lot lately. I noticed
Yeah.
that recently my alignment is off. I slouch to my right. So I have
Oh,
to
I
go,
slouch all the time.
I have to go to a chiropractor, man. I got to get myself straightened out. I'm trying to do push-ups every day, but I'm shorter on my right side, so my shoulder is just taking all that stress.
I'll be doing that in the chair like this. And then
Yeah.
I'll be like, fuck, I gotta switch to the other side.
My chair is so big that my chair's so big it allows me to do that. So I need to get a smaller chair.
Yeah, you gotta get a smaller chair. I mean, I like that like gaming chair kind of got out there.
Gaming chair. That's what
You
I'm
know,
looking at,
because I can get it to lock like right up like that, and I
Yeah.
can stay kind of like that, and then you'll start to kind of lean forward.
Yeah,
So
but
you
the
gotta
only
just
thing is like
straighten
you're
up.
not gonna be leaning because there's not space for you to be leaning side to side because they're
Right.
really like.
Oh no, you can still get the lean on.
Yeah,
You can.
that's what I'm trying
You just
not
gotta,
to do.
Yeah,
but
it's
maybe that's
mindfulness.
Just like mindfulness,
It's fucking
yeah.
just. Yeah, it's just making a commitment to trying to fix it. That's all it takes.
It's true.
man.
Yep. So I'm gonna hit this chiropractor in the next couple of weeks, and I'm gonna buy an inversion table, just to
Damn.
because they always tell you if you go to a chiropractor you're gonna have to keep going.
Right.
But if I get an inversion table and I use it 3 times a day,
Maybe
know,
not.
yeah, that's
Is this gonna be the first time that you went to a chiropractor?
Yeah, so I literally have I'm literally just this guy that like has no experience with anything.
Have
So
you
I'm
already
just
went?
assuming-
Have you already went to chiropractor once?
I have not.
They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna crack your back the first day.
Oh, probably not. It's probably gonna be multiple sessions. If it's from my neck down to my like lower back, it's gonna take multiple sessions. I would imagine.
Yeah, but I
Probably
don't think
gonna
they're gonna touch you the first day.
have to- Oh,
I think you just go through. I think they might.
they might do like the
Yeah,
out.
evaluation. Yeah. I don't think
That's
they
what I was
crack you.
imagining. What would happen? Just check you out and be like, dude, you're fucked.
dude,
you're
saw, dude. Like you're fucked, dude.
yeah, can't do anything for you, man. You're just gonna have to live like that the rest of your life.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And
Thanks.
odds are it's probably gonna be the fucking case, man. I don't know, man.
I think my back's compressed as fuck. I'm pretty sure they could do some stuff, but probably not. Like it's not gonna be like go in there one time and it's like, oh, it's fixed. It's
there's like a story about like something about how like the guy that invented chiropractic, how would you say it? The practice of it.
the practice of chiropractic. God damn it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
chiropractics.
Yeah, chiropractics. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was like basically like a snake oil salesman, dude.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, there's a big like thing about does it even work type of deal. Like
Yeah.
it's all just woo woo
But like,
bullshit.
well, yeah, that's the thing. Like they like the big stigma with getting chiropractors. Once you do it, you have to keep doing it, or you're gonna end up worse than you were before.
Right. Yeah, you gotta keep coming back. You need it. You need this.
Oh shit! Oh, the snake oil. Oh shit! This blew my mind. But like that's the thing. Like I was saying to myself, I'm like, what if I suggest getting an inversion table to this chiropractor? He's gonna be like, fuck no, you're gonna keep coming back and paying $70.
Well, you could try that.
Yeah.
You could try that, Alexei.
Yeah. Or you could come back 3 times a week and pay us $170 a session. Maybe you might grow 2 inches in a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
But if you want to grow taller
yeah.
and you want guaranteed results,
Did you see that story of it was like a singer, I think it was why did I retain this information?
I don't know.
Jason Derulo had an article where he said he grew like 2 inches because he's going to the chiropractor like 2 times a week.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, huh, interesting.
2 inches. That's a lot.
It is. If I'm 5'8", fucking 2 inches, it's 5'10".
Right.
It's almost 6 foot.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I always just say I'm 5'10".
Right. Just round it up.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like 5'9", maybe.
5'10" to 6 foot is like that gray area where you could just get away with saying you're like anything.
5'10".
Yeah.
5'10".
5'9", 5'10". Just depends on which
Even had it
convenience.
on my license one year.
I mean,
Or one for 4 years once.
I'm anywhere between 5'8" and 6 foot. It just depends on which convenience store I walk out of that night.
Right. Dude, I don't know. It's like we're like the perfect amount of height to where we're not gonna be labeled as short, but you're not tall.
Yeah.
You know?
I was told that so I was adopted from Russia. I was in an orphanage. I wasn't told. My parents were told by doctors that I probably would have been a couple inches taller if I would have got the nutrients that I was supposed to get.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck happened there, man?
So I was born in Siberia. Mother just put me in an orphanage.
This fucking whole conversation just took a
right.
turn.
Yeah. Let's just get right into it. Story time, bitch.
Story time.
Story time. So
Okay.
I was born in the mountains of Caucasus.
Son of a bitch.
I was born in Siberia. That's such an awesome transition.
Yeah, dude.
So what happened? Let me tell you.
Let me tell you, I was born in Siberia.
Yeah, the mountains of Caucasus. The closest I'll ever get to it is when I put the order away at work in the freezer. I'm like, I'm
no
home.
shit.
It's the closest I'll ever get to going back, because I guarantee if I go back to Russia, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, I'm home.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Ma!
I was adopted as a baby. Bethany Christian Services or whatever. I was lucky enough to be put on their front page, and my parents saw me. They flew all the way out to Moscow.
Oh shit!
Flew all from Moscow all the way out into Siberia. Got me from the orphanage. Would tell me stories like, yeah, in the orphanage they put the baby cribs by windows and they leave the windows open at night. Yeah, to build immune systems in the baby, which I believe.
Get cold.
Yeah, because
get sick.
It's that Russian immune system. It's those Siberian genes.
Really?
I completely believe it. Yeah, I think growing up in that area of the world, it really,
So
I
just make your ass get sick.
Yeah, pretty much. I was always the one in my family that would never get sick growing up. My whole family would be sick in the house, and I would just be chilling. I gotta chill with a bunch of sick people all the time.
Yeah.
I maybe got the fever or the flu twice in my childhood, all throughout school. And then I started smoking, started eating shitty, would get sick, these past couple of years just because, I'm not being as healthy as I used to be.
Right.
But
still, yeah.
Yeah.
Building up that
Russian immune system. Yeah.
I still have only had the flu a couple times in my life.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, dude. Flu sucks.
It does.
It sucks.
Yeah, you get fever so high you get delirious.
You get fucking weak as fuck.
Yeah, I was telling my mom I had to go meet my friends in Vegas or something.
What?
I was just going on this half awakened story, and
That's
it's
fucking weird.
You get delirious. You get you get a fever so hot you start getting I think that's the term, delirious. Yeah, you just start spewing off stuff that doesn't even make sense. My buddy got so drunk the other night, he was doing the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, he was saying something about how he needed to. I was trying to tell him he needed to go to bed.
Drunk.
And he was drunk. He was trying to tell me he was waiting for himself to be okay to stand up to. Oh, what was
Drunk
it?
people are something else though too, bro.
Half a fifth at Bombay Sapphire, and this dude bikes home, and he's like, "Yeah, I got a bike to baby mama's house on the north
I
side."
always biked too when I was younger.
Yeah, I did too, and then my bike got stolen.
Biked.
I need to
I'd
start.
steal another one. For real,
Yeah.
bro. That's the way Bay City was. We're all just trading bikes.
my buddy
Eventually,
Garrett.
you run across your old one. You're like, shit, here
Yeah.
it is, man. I got it back.
You're like, oh, what do you know? And like my buddy Garrett, we would meet up and we'd meet up at like Window on the Waterfront, and like, you know, he'd show up with a new bike every time. He's like, yeah, I got this from Hope.
Yeah,
and then
bro.
and then I remember one time he's like, I don't need this anymore, and he just throws it over the bridge into the fucking Lake Macataw. I'm like, you son of a bitch,
It was one year,
crazy motherfucker.
me and my buddy, we planned it out because I was skipping all the time. We planned it out. We're like, all right, last day of school, everybody's gonna fucking ride their bikes to school. It's the
Hey,
last
that'd be dope.
day, so we're like, it's gonna be the best picking. So we went there, fucking got 3 of them. He rode one, I rode one, he carried one too.
Jesus. Those last days
I
of
look
school,
back
man.
on that shit. I'm like, man, what an asshole.
What was your senior prank? Was that your senior prank?
Fucking didn't have a senior prank.
No?
I fucking skipped all year,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
then
right,
I
yeah.
had to go to one. So then I went into an alternative school, and
Love
just
those.
to get it done. Yeah, I loved that. You didn't have to ask to go to the bathroom.
Was it computer like E2020
great.
kind of shit?
Yeah, I had it was Novanet there is what it was
Okay.
called, but yeah, it was on the computer. But then there was also some out there that was actual classes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, anyways, fucking Siberia, you fucking get your immune system by a
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
window, and
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, adopted from Russia, so I don't even know why we were talking.
How old were you when you were adopted from
Just
Russia?
just 11 months. I was a baby. Yeah.
Hmm.
My mom would tell me stories like, you know, like how women are. They see a baby in the store and they go up and start conversation. Mom and grandma walking with me in the store, and women come up to them like, oh, cute baby or whatever. My mom and grandma were like, oh, yeah. And they'd say, oh, explain to him, yeah, he's Russian or whatever. He's adopted from Russia. And these chicks would be like, is he going to speak Russian when he's older? Is he going to have an accent? It's like, are you dumb?
Yeah, you only get that. Like, maybe if he was 10, and I adopted him.
I love hearing that. Just hearing like my grandma be like, yeah,
Oh.
this chick's come up to us in the store. Like, is he gonna have an accent when he's older? Like, what?
So your mom, so your mom and dad are both from Russia?
No. They're from Holland.
They're from Holland.
Yeah, they adopted me.
So they flew to Moscow,
And then flew from Moscow to
from
Tomsk.
Moscow to.
Tomsk.
Okay.
Just to get
All
me.
right.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying flew just like from Moscow there.
No, went to Boston. Technically flew from here to Boston, then flew from Boston to
Really?
Moscow, then flew from Moscow to Tomsk. Yeah.
Jeez,
super
man.
grateful. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can say
This
I
is in
have a
'97.
problem.
This is in '97 too. So this is right when the U.S. and Russia was right out of the Soviet Union. So they were just letting. I would like to.
Dirty Americans.
They were some of the first Americans to go out there, man. Definitely for like adoption services or just
How
in
about
general.
those ones from Holland that are fucking being held hostage in Haiti?
I was just I was just telling my boss about that. Those Van
Because they want
Buren.
like $13 million, those fucks. 13 mil. That's
So is
their
it like-
ransom.
It's just some random group of. Like, is it like an organized group out there? Is it like a gang, pirates? Is it just
Aren't
some
they
guy
like
that-
the pirates? Isn't that where the pirates are from? Do you remember, John?
Well, the big group of
No.
pirates is Somalian. Those are the big ones,
You'd go to your buddy Google over there.
right?
Yeah, no, I
that's
thought
unfortunate.
the pirates and stuff were from like Haiti and shit.
I'm sure they have their pirates out there. I'm pretty sure. Haiti, you know, people
good pirates.
people like to think that, you know, because of everything that's happened to Haiti, you know, like a lot of people forget that like Haiti's a really dangerous place to be. Especially Jamaica. I have a friend that went on a cruise to Jamaica, and they told him like, don't go
Oh,
outside of the port.
Somalia, Somali pirates. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Somalia.
what?
Like I have a friend that like Haiti's super dangerous, a lot more dangerous than people take it for. You know, same thing with Jamaica. I have a friend that did a cruise down there.
Oh,
and they-
Jamaica, yeah.
They told him like, don't go away from the port. You know, don't go inland. Don't whatever. You know, I don't know.
What year was this?
This is like 2014, 15.
Yeah.
So my friend's like, yeah, we were on this cruise or whatever, and they had this big thing, especially in Jamaica. Like, yeah, just stay close or whatever. And I don't know the thing about cruise ships because they always go into port and you can
get off the ship.
get off but I think they were like strongly advising not to like get off the ship or go
Yeah.
far in Jamaica just because it's pretty dangerous out there.
Yeah, when my mom and dad went too, they said there was like a sign on the resort that said after you pass this sign, we're not responsible.
And
There's like a
that.
guard standing there, and like he said I would not go past this point.
Yeah. Oh shit.
At all.
Yeah.
So,
it's dangerous.
Yeah, it gets dangerous out there for sure, but that's why there is those all-inclusive resorts where it's like you don't have to leave.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, I want to see actual Jamaica though.
It sucks, dude. It sucks that like some of the most beautiful places in the world are some of the most hostile. Like you look at the Middle East, like Libya, Iraq, Somalia, like some of those like sunrises and some of those like pictures you see on the beaches are beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, like I was watching this Vice documentary of these people in Somalia talking about their terrorist group out there. They're called like Al-Shabaab, which are like an off branch of Al-Qaeda. And it was this British chick. She's, you know, white and her crew is white. And they're on this beach doing this Vice documentary. And then one of the guys with them, one of the guards, UN guys, was like, hey, we just got word there's a convoy on their way over to where we're filming. We need to leave. We need to go now. And I believe they were in a helicopter going back the way they came. Sure enough, the camera was filming the convoy that was headed that way.
Shit.
But they were like an hour and a half out. But that's just crazy to think you could be somewhere in Somalia and these guys here. Anyone white, any European American out there, they're headed for you.
Headed right
for you.
Because they think they could get a bunch of money for it.
Yeah, just that, and you know, or maybe not even that. Maybe they just want to fucking kill you.
Oh, man, because they're gonna fucking kidnap you.
True.
And they're gonna fucking try to fucking get money out of you.
Yeah,
Not saying that they won't just fucking kill you either.
Yeah, scary stuff, man. Like, you know, like
There was something that just happened in Haiti though. I seen there's people bitching about it. There's something that they were like, why are they there now? During but I can't speak on what actually happened. Apparently something went down and it was pretty hostile over there at the moment.
Yeah.
But then people were saying, well, what if they're like missionaries that have been there for a long time and then they just got captured, or I don't know.
I've seen a lot of comments that people are like, well, it's their fault, they're over there, but people are like, it's like these people don't understand
their spread the religion.
That, you know, but it's like, are they really trying to spread the religion, or it's like, is it humanitarian work? There's like a lot of like, there's a lot to it, you know, like I've never been on a missionary trip, but I know a lot of it is for like wanting to help out rather than spreading religion. They're trying to, people are in the comments like, well, if you weren't trying to colonize Haiti,
right,
you know, but it's like they're trying to help out people who really need that help. As a chef and as someone who's watched those videos of people cooking for whole villages in third world countries, I would fucking love to do that.
Yeah,
I would love to cook for a whole village, cook for dozens and dozens of people who
live like shit.
Who live like shit and who can't have,
no,
you know.
you would have to live like shit.
You would.
Too.
But I would be okay.
That's what I mean. It's like,
you have to,
you're over there to spread your religion. It's like, yeah, but they're living like, where do you think they're staying in a palace while they're there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they're not.
Half of them are staying right down there with them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not
so
like
give them credit where credit's due.
Yeah, you're not staying in some makeshift home with air conditioning when you're coming down and spending all day with them, going up and taking a shower. It's not like that. You know, you're really there with them. You're experiencing what they experience. And I think like what people don't understand is that, you know, like it's a humbling experience. These people who are commenting like, oh, if you weren't, it's their fault. They're down there. They should have expected it. It was like, well, yeah, that's a risk you take, but how many people's lives are you changing for the greater good by going down there and cooking for them or explaining your ideals? And, you know, like I've seen so many pictures of people that I know on these trips to these countries where they're meeting all these kids and playing soccer with them and just cooking with them and teaching them. And it's like a really cool experience. And it's a shame that stuff like this has to happen.
Right.
You know, because it changes people's view on it.
Yeah.
Whether it's the people going, they're never going to want to do that again.
No.
You know, or it's like just the people who don't understand why people go on these missionary trips. They just kind of see it as like, well, what the fuck are you doing in Haiti?
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
yeah, no, maybe,
help out wherever you can.
Yeah,
you know,
well, yeah, especially just for what you believe in too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be what everybody believes in.
I would love to go to India, but I know that India is not a very safe place to go.
No.
No.
I don't think anywhere over there in the Middle East is safe to go.
Asia, Middle East, no. You can't go to China now, like.
Dude,
you know?
China's fucking crazy, man.
And I just say that because, like, just all the security stuff you'd have to go. Like, even, like, me, like, as much as I'd want to go back to Russia and visit my homeland, how much interrogation am I going to get the second I go over there? Right. I was adopted as a Russian. I spent 24 years in the U.S., and I come back out of nowhere like that.
Yeah, dude.
You know, you can't...
Find Edward Snowden while you're there.
Oh, my God, yeah. Right? There's a guy from West Michigan that's also being held as a prisoner in Russia.
Really?
Yeah, for some shit just like that. They thought he was a spy.
Really?
Yeah,
What
it's
the
like
hell's his name?
I can't remember.
Oh.
I remember my mom told me about it, and I looked it up. I can't remember his name, but it's just like one of those things. Like, yeah, you got to be careful. You know, you like the whole China thing. Like, yeah, if you talk shit about Hong Kong or China, and then you go to Hong Kong, you will immediately get arrested. It's how it is now. You know, like halfway across the world, if you're talking shit about Xi Jinping or the Chinese Communist Party, the second you want to go over there, they're like, nope, you were sharing memes about us on Facebook. You know,
Dude, they are so insane over there. Like, you know,
It is.
they're buying, like, they vast amount of how they buy groceries. They're just scanning shit on their phones. and
really.
stuff. Yeah, like you'll see, like they're all buying, like, because there's always so many people. They're buying their fruits, and they have signs hanging there with like barcode type shit on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they just scan their shit. They are like, I watched this documentary the other night, and it was more like a week ago, and
Mhm.
I'm meaning to share it, but I'm gonna have to share it because there's lots of like references to like Michigan
Okay.
in it. Like they go to like Michigan families like a couple times. I was like, no shit. It
Interesting.
has like Saginaw
Hmm.
and Beaverton was brought up. I don't know, a couple other places,
Interesting.
but it's basic. They're getting so close to like the social credit score system there. Have you ever heard of anything like that, like a social credit score?
No.
Have you ever heard anything like that, John? So it's like a big worry. It's not. I mean, like some people are bringing up the fact of like they think this is where America's headed.
Is this like no currency, like trying to get rid of like the
No,
American dollar kind of
No,
thing? 'Cause
not
I have heard some
necessarily.
stuff about that.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but it's more like instead of just your payment history and how often you pay your bills and how much your debt to income ratio and stuff will be considered for you to get loans.
Mm-hmm.
It's also going to be like your internet search history.
Oh shit.
Like
So it's
they're going to be like, Alexei, you've looked up Pornhub, about 3-4 times a week.
Oh, we're not wrong.
And and I can't trust you enough. That shows an untrustworthy trait.
Right.
Viewing porn. So we're not going to be able to give you this loan.
Interesting.
Or like, yeah, it'll be like how what you search on the internet. Are you
malicious? Or
Yeah.
Are you like a?
Yeah.
Are you like? What are you? Are you a conspiracist? Are you like looking up? Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
It'll just be all kind of combined into this one big score, and that's what will kind of like start to dominate. And then as AI and everything starts to improve, like it's just gonna kind of take over to where
Scary.
you can't don't fucking go look up like baby falling out a window or something.
Yeah.
You might not be able to get your house
For real.
or something like that. You know what
Yeah,
I
they're
mean?
like, you like
or
to watch.
don't-
They're like, oh, you were watching cartel heading video, beheading videos or beheading videos. the other day."
Yeah. Like what? I don't know, man.
For everyone that think like I am tripping over my words today, and like I'm like pronouncing so much stuff wrong. I'm just
Me too.
really fucked
I
up.
forgot
It's
my
like,
own
I am
story
not
earlier.
unintelligent. Yeah, it's like everyone's like, my buddy was like, man, you're dumb as hell. You don't know. I was like, my mind's always racing. I'm always talking
dude.
so fast. A couple beers in, couple dabs.
Yeah, dude. You
Yeah.
just start going.
But yeah, no,
That's
you.
me.
It kind of reminds me of something I saw earlier where they were saying they have this camera in Kalamazoo that can.
Look up social credit score, John, while you're over there.
This camera can look at license plates or scan license plates on the street. So it's posted up, and you could be parked somewhere. Excuse me. And let's say you have a expired plate. Well, this camera can pick that up.
Oh,
Yeah.
like expired plates? No.
Yeah, just like these cops have these cameras where, like, if they're going down the street, they will pick up the license plates and they'll, like, flash
on
red
their car?
on the car. So if this person's got a bench warrant or whatever, and if it's linked to their name and their license plate, the license
yeah.
plate can show all that shit to them.
Oh,
They
so
have-
they won't even have to look up the plate anymore to
they're
find that.
No, they're putting cameras up, like, in the streets. Like, I think it was in Kalamazoo. Like, it scans the plates of the cars that are parked on that street. so they can.
Oh, that are parked.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or just
I thought
anything
you
that
were
goes by,
saying-
or if it goes by, if it's in the view of the camera, it can be scanned, and they can pull stuff off of that.
Now I was thinking some real futurist shit, like it was on the police cars themselves, and as they're driving.
They do have that. I've seen that too.
Oh,
There was this
yeah,
cop going down the street, and this little green box would show up, and sometimes it would show up red as an example, and it was saying like, hey, if this person with this car, this license plate is expired, it will pop up red or float or like show up red. So this guy's like, okay, I'll just wait for this dude with this red Honda Civic to leave this bar or this place he's at, because I know he's going to be driving on an illegal or expired plate.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's
Imagine like a cop just driving through town, and they got this little screen over there where the camera is, the camera screen, and then it's just red, bopping. Oh, right there, boom.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
How could that be any easier?
Yeah, it's scary stuff, dude.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I mean, some would argue, oh, that's a good thing.
for sure. Yeah.
That's a good thing. But I don't know, man.
It's like you just like, yeah, obviously, like you want them to do anything they can do to stop people from committing crimes, but how many Michiganders do you know that are driving not like without insurance? And I think this is like, I always hear from people like they say like they feel like Michigan's one of the most uninsured states. Well, because it's one of the more
Click on
safer
that top
driving
link,
states,
John.
right? I don't know. I don't know how you could find that kind of information out, but I feel like people just know a lot of people that don't have insurance.
I wonder if that 2-minute and 32-second YouTube video down there would give a gist of it. Yeah.
Okay, so social credit is like
Yeah, the travel bans. Like, you won't even be able to leave.
slow internet. Okay, so like they're gonna like
Higher education bans.
what the fuck? Banning people from not. That's not like some 1800 shit. Like,
Well,
or, like,
as soon
even, like,
as
earlier than that, like not letting people like be educated. Like that's like back in like fucking European days when you like could only be educated if you were of a certain class
Yeah.
or of a certain.
Well, as soon as
fucked to me.
fucking Al Qaeda or whoever the fuck took back over there in
Taliban.
Taliban.
Yeah,
As soon
Taliban.
as they fucking took back over, all women are out of school now.
Yeah, it's fucked. And they were trying to say like,
Their social credit. They drive badly. Buy too many video games. They already limited their video game time there, right? In China,
I didn't know that, but
they limited.
I know they have a lot of censorship issues.
Yep, it's like 3 hours a week or something like that.
Oh my
Shit, I don't know. It's crazy low.
So are they still doing the one child law, or is that
Socialist market. What is that? The one child law?
Yeah.
I think so.
because I remember hearing something about how, or I remember seeing this video. It was a prediction of countries' populations in the next couple decades, and China's after the 40s starts to go down. So I remember researching that, and apparently after the 40s, because of whether it's the law that they have now or if it was the law that they had enacted before this, where they could only have so many children. So by the time 2050 comes around, their population is going to decrease. So a lot of people are speculating that's why China's acting so aggressive. It's because they only have 20 years of prime military strength, which is like why they want to invade Taiwan, which is why they want to take
They want
back
to take all that
Greater
shit
China.
over before they go through this period
Yeah.
of not enough.
Like the Belt and Road Initiative is strictly so they don't have to trade through the sea anymore, so they can go through the.
So they do not have that rule anymore, that one child rule?
That's I can't remember if they don't have it anymore. If they I know they used to, but that's going to be a big factor in why China is acting so aggressively. Is just because of their population, because of all that weird stuff that they do.
Yeah. Scroll back up for a minute, John. I seen something and I wanted to say something about it. Keep going. It was a little bit up there. Keep going. Oh no, back down. Right there. Yeah, like your shopping habits. You see, that's why.
Yeah.
And then you scan this shit, right? And it keeps track of what you're shopping and what you're buying, and that all goes into your social credit score.
I mean,
Isn't that fucking crazy?
I mean, we're not too far off from that. They want to track your every withdrawal. That's $600.
$600. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about that.
I know. My dad and I were just
Nobody
talking
wants to
about
talk
that.
about that.
It's like, dude, you could. My dad was saying you won't even be able to buy a lawnmower on the side of the fucking road without having to pay income tax on it.
Yeah, dude.
Give it 20, 30 fucking years. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's insane. They want you to pay taxes on fucking everything these days. It's like, I'm going to start keeping cash under my fucking mattress again. My dad, and then something he brought up, he's like, yeah, good luck. You know, they're trying to get away with currency. You know, and you say like, who is they? And I'm not going to get into political aspect of things. You know,
Well, yeah, there's
Democrats
always,
or Republicans.
There's always a they. No, they is government.
Government for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's in office. It's they.
It's they. There's definitely an agenda, a greater agenda.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in terms of like, it doesn't matter if it's Trump or Biden. There's always some kind of agenda beyond what they want to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Presidents are just puppets too.
Yeah, absolutely. Which really like upsets me when people get so up in arms about who you want your president to be.
Right.
You know, like these people, like this last election. I guess we're going down this road, but this last election was just insane.
Oh yeah.
In terms of how people were acting. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, they're still acting like. Remember the fucking Chunky Monkey when he was on? He was at the fucking. He went to when Biden came to town last. Like a few weeks ago, he went down there and made a fucking video and shit. Dude, there's so many people down there that want Trump, and people that just don't like Biden, and they're just like, fuck you, and they're screaming and they're mad, and I'm just like, why are you guys so fucking up in arms about this?
How many people were pro Biden for 3-4 months, and
I know.
they hate the guy?
I know,
but you know. Thank
Fuck
God
Biden,
we don't. Thank
man.
God we don't have the guy who says mean things on Twitter anymore. I guess.
Oh, I know.
You know.
I know.
I don't like the guy either. He's a
I voted for
jackass,
Joe
but
Jorgensen.
Same thing. You know.
Did you?
I didn't vote for Donald Trump or Clinton in the first one. I think in terms of
Did you vote Johnson?
Johnson.
Gary Johnson.
I did vote Gary Johnson.
Yeah, so did my wife. Yeah.
I did vote for Gary Johnson. Yeah. And then I voted for Jill Jorgensen this time just because like I'm not gonna be the guy that votes for Trump.
I liked her.
Even though
I liked her for what she wanted to do.
yeah, for sure. You know, I just
She's was legit.
I was a Biden fan for sure in terms of Democratic side of things. Like I was going for him, and then he kind of started to deteriorate a little bit. So this was around the time him and Bernie were going back and forth.
Then he had to fucking get Officer Harris too.
That was a big thing for me too. I think if he didn't do that, which I think was that Democratic agenda that I was talking about, in terms like Democrats and Republicans both have their own agendas that are bigger than what the president wants. Which I'm saying, like, he was definitely forced to, or not forced, he was persuaded to have Kamala Harris be his vice president.
Oh yeah, well,
Absolutely.
she got fucking nuked by Tulsi Gabbard.
I know.
Nuked, like
Absolutely
shut her
destroyed.
down,
Yeah.
destroyed her.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden she's vice president.
Yeah, you know, like that's the thing. Tulsi's agenda didn't match with the Democrats.
I don't see why she's the perfect fucking candidate.
I know. I would have.
She's a woman of color, a woman.
Yep.
She's in the service,
Mhm.
decorated for being in the service.
Yeah. She's got a strong personality and leadership aspect.
She's
to her.
got all the fucking she's got left wing views and shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what?
Left
Why?
and right, yeah.
Yeah. Like why didn't they embrace her?
This is a bigger picture, man. It's
You
not
know?
who they wanted. That's not who they wanted to be.
Because they wanted
there.
a puppet.
Yeah.
And that's what you can be with Biden.
Yeah. It's
You know?
unfortunate, man. You know, like
He doesn't even live at the White House.
Yeah,
I think he just stays in a coma and then fucking comes out to do these speeches.
I believe it, dude. He looks bad. It's really sad watching him do his thing. You know, it's like his brain is deteriorating by the moment. You know,
It's
my
so
grandpa had
stupid.
Alzheimer's and dementia for the past 8 years. 8 years is like, it's not a lot of time, but it is a lot of time. You know, like in that terms of that 8 years, he aged 20 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he forgot who he was. Who's to say Joe Biden in these next 4 years of having all this pressure? I mean, what is he now? He's 78?
Look it up,
79?
John. I think he's old.
If he lives through this
But
presidency.
Trump is old too. Trump's only
70
behind him like 3 years
three,
or
4.
4 years.
Yeah. But that's the thing with, you know, these illnesses that you can't see, you know, like dementia and stuff. It really takes a toll on you.
78.
He's 78 years old.
Trump 75.
So by the time
Nancy Pelosi's 81?
yeah, and
Holy
what's
fuck,
his,
I didn't know she
what's
was
his
81.
What's his name on the Republican side is in his 80s too. They got 80-year-old motherfuckers running our goddamn country, and for what? You
Oh,
think
I
you
know
think I'm gonna
that.
listen to my? No offense, I love my grandparents, but you think I'm gonna listen to them for the
Oh,
rest of my
no.
goddamn life?
No.
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 You know what I'm saying? Like, she was born in
His
this
middle
goddamn.
name's Robinette. What the
She
fuck?
was born in fucking during World War II. Like,
81.
it's insane. And she's third in line. She would technically be the vice president if anything happens to Joe Biden. She's our vice president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 81.
Scary, man. It's scary.
Holy
I
shit.
don't understand as a country why we want old ass politicians like that.
No, we shouldn't.
In terms of, because
That's why there needs to be term limits on all the other people that are in office that don't have it.
Have you noticed that all these politicians, now granted they got a lot of money and they got a lot of power and like obviously, but they never have any health issues. Not that we know of, not that's public, but like
Well, fucking
they
Colin
live
Powell.
so damn long. You know
Colin
what I'm
Powell
saying?
had
Like,
blood cancer.
true. I guess like I don't. I guess like I don't pay attention enough, but I'm just like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, damn, we have all these old ass politicians, bro. I'm like, what the fuck are they? What kind of serums are they injecting these fuckers with? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I don't know.
They gave Powell COVID.
Fucking Trump, dude. I remember when he got COVID and they dropped him off of that
Oh my
fucking
God,
helicopter. He
dude.
exuded off his fucking ass. He was, he's like, oh,
He was all out of Sudafed.
something. Yeah, I bet they got Joe on like 4 or 5 of them bitches.
Oh, Joe?
Yeah, I bet they got him on all sorts of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He stays in a fucking coma, and then he just comes out like,
Right.
and then he inject him a bunch. Like, okay, Joe, we just need you for 15 minutes for this speech.
Right. Have you been
He starts slurring. They're like, get him off the stage.
get him off?
Get him off the stage.
Yeah. Oh shit! It's happening sooner than we thought.
Yeah, they got a ventilator
cut
right
to
back
commercial. Go. We're good.
there. Yeah,
But have you been following all this drama going on with the Dave Chappelle stuff? Did you see the video of all the Netflix employees?
Oh, yeah, I
walking out?
watched the special too. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I've only seen parts of it.
No, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing when I get back. But like, I saw a video of all the, I guess they were employees at Netflix. They all stormed out, and
They walked out.
there was this guy that had a sign saying jokes are funny or whatever. Someone broke his sign. They started saying he has a weapon, and 3 or 4 people pushed him out of the crowd and barricaded him from getting back in. And I'm like, you guys are insane. I saw this picture that brought up a really good point, and I think it was like Dave Chappelle really, really proved a point about America. And people don't realize it because they're so ignorant, but he proved that you can't say anything about the LGBT without them getting offended.
Yeah.
But you can say everything you want about Black America and people just laugh it off.
Yeah.
He was willing to get canceled just to prove that point.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, because Chappelle always makes fun of everybody.
He does, right?
He made fun of white people.
But
made
this
fun of
one
black
specifically, he was really going to town on. And then,
oh, for sure.
and
You
then-
knew there was something.
yeah, now it's instead of and the protesters are combining the two. Black trans lives matter. There always has to be something.
Right.
If it doesn't offend you, you need to. They're trying to find out who else it offends to kind of pick up that mantle. But it's like he's proven a point. Like you're feeding into his point. You need to stop getting so offended. And
Yeah.
all these jokes he's making about the black community and all this. These hard R's he's dropping, and everyone's just laughing and laughing and laughing. I'm like,
yeah, he
dude,
did. He threw him up. Well, but he does.
but
that.
he does that. But he does that for that specific point. He
Yeah.
proves that everyone can just laugh at that. And he's like, why am I not getting canceled for saying the stuff I'm saying about the wrong community?
Right.
Which is like, it's a kind of interesting way to look at it.
Well, because then everybody in every other communities, they think that black people have the right to say that word.
Which I don't
if
really
they
think.
want to.
I honestly don't think they don't either. I have black friends that say it, and I have black friends that get offended when it's said. It's like,
Even by a black person.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just think it's just one of those words we should just omit from culture in general and
Right.
just stop trying to. I think it invokes segregation, and I think
Right.
it invokes hate on who can say it and who can't say it. Only I can say it. You can't say it.
And he's a
But it's like,
comedian though too,
he
so
is.
it's
So
like
he's really, but it's
he's in that
he's
kind
got
of
that platform.
special. Yeah, he's in
got
that
that.
special position to be able to talk about these very sensitive issues and do it in a comedic fashion, and that's all he did. And the main, did you see it, John? Did you watch it? Just some of it. Yeah, well, like the main thing about it too was at the end, he wraps it all up about his friend that was trans male to female, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and would always laugh at all these jokes that he did about the LGBTQ community, and they ended up becoming really good friends. And he always thought that she was funny
Mm-hmm.
and thought that she just needed a chance, and so he gave her a break and had her open for one of his shows, and she just bombed.
Oh shoot.
But she didn't really care because she just had that comedic. She
the-
was like more.
She got
she
the
was,
experience. It was for the experience, right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah, and he brought her out a lot more. She was kind of like how I would describe myself, where it's like you're funny around a group of people. You guys go out, you're having a good time. Like you can be really funny there, but maybe not in front of a microphone, in front of people like that.
Right.
But it all wrapped around with this story about her and how they had this lifelong friendship, and how she could laugh at all these jokes. She ended up dying or something. She committed suicide or some shit.
That sucks.
It's like a story, and then the one joke he says there at the end about her, she jumped off of a fucking building or something like that and fell to her death, and he's like, that's some shit only a man could do. She's really is a man, whatever. That's some shit only a man could do.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, but it was, and he goes, and I can say that because I know she would laugh at this joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend was Asian, and she told me all these Asian jokes. So I remember I was saying this one. I was like, I said this joke at work. I was like, hey, did you hear about the Chinese billionaire that went missing? And they're like, no. I was like, you didn't hear about him? You didn't see his name in the article? And they're like, no, what's his name? I was like, Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
And she would tell me these jokes, and I'm like, these are hilarious.
Yeah.
And some girl at work overheard me say that, and she didn't like that too much. I was like, that's not. I was like, I'm sorry. I was just telling a joke that my ex-girlfriend told me. And
There's so many of those jokes. I remember when I was growing up and shit too, man. All the fucking black jokes, Mexican jokes,
Yeah.
Jewish jokes.
in retrospect, a lot of them didn't age very well.
No.
I'm on that board of people where I was at first, so for example, the Redskins and shit, that's just a name that people throw around. At first I was on the boat of people man, stop being so snowflake-ish. But then I was like, well, wait a second. You got teams that are called the Seminoles, the Braves, the proper names of all these tribes. And I'm like, okay, maybe people aren't being so snowflakeish. Maybe Redskins just aged bad.
Maybe
Aged bad. It
aged
never was
bad.
it never was a good term to use in the first place. But that being,
And
look at them.
Indians is bad too.
Indians. It is, it is because they're not Indians. I
Right.
still correct people when they say Indians.
Right.
I myself, I'm like, yeah, it's Native American.
Native American.
Yeah, an Indian is, you go to 7-Eleven and you say what up to Haji, and you're like, how you doing, Haji?
Well, that's I always thought that
that's
too, but it's that's the way it's even, I swear it's probably even written in textbooks that way, Native American Indians.
Yeah,
You know what
it
I mean?
is. It's just art. There's so much shit, man.
It starts
Even
with
the textbooks.
The textbooks are failed too.
Yeah, I got in
Textbooks
trouble.
are designed to make you think American history is so cheery.
Yeah.
So
Did you know that the first
we just got along with Native Americans, no problem.
Yeah. Did you know that the Europeans weren't the first to discover the Americas? It was actually the Africans in the 1300s.
How?
Have you ever heard of Mansa Musa or Mansa Abu Bakr?
Mm-mm.
So Mansa Musa is said to be the richest man in the history of the world. He was the king of the Mali Empire in the 1300s. He took a pillage to the Mecca or wherever the
Pillage.
not pillage. He took a trip to the Mecca for the whole Islamic thing. You go over to the Mecca. You travel. So he traveled from Eastern Africa all the way to, I want to say, I'm not informed enough in this, but to the Middle East. Through Egypt, he met a writer, and he explained to the writer that he had a cousin named Mansa Abu Bakr, who before him was the king of the Mali Empire. But he left on a voyage to go discover the New World. So the first time he left with 200 ships. One ship came back. Or he didn't leave the first time. He sent a voyage out, 200 ships. One ship comes back. The rest of the ships got taken by a...
Not a big wave, or
not a wave, but they got
storm?
taken in a different direction by like what would you call it? Like a tide, really, like a rip tide. Yeah, they just got taken off course. So the next voyage they send supposedly is 2,000 ships. So it's
Jesus.
it's a ship carrying a ship behind it. So it was like 1,000 ships carrying a ship behind it, and supposedly this was the voyage that made it into the Americas. Now, what's interesting about this is that there was said to be Islamic-like shrines in the Central Americas by the time the Europeans got there. And there's old stories you can read of a lot of these old Spanish conquistadors explaining that the natives were saying that there had been Africans living in these areas for hundreds of years. So that would make sense. This is the 1300s when the Africans were said to have left. It was the 1600s when the Spanish arrived. So they were saying, hey, Africans have lived in this area for 200-300 years. And that goes along with the whole, these Spanish conquistadors were finding makeshift Islamic like mosque and stuff.
I thought it was more like Asians.
Asians?
That came over on the land bridge. Up.
Oh, that's like way, way, way back. That's like you're right though, because they came through Russia and they went through Alaska and down
and
into
through the Bering Strait.
This is like probably 10,000 BC, because it said that they hadn't done that earlier was cave bears, or this is a reason. Cave bears was like a really big reason they said that humans didn't migrate into to the Northern American continent
because
earlier.
it was hard to get past them.
Yeah, so once those bears went extinct in like 12,000 BC, that's when they started coming over.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, like you go to like 1300, 1400, the Africans supposedly made their way to the Central Americas and had been there for a while.
So you were arguing the fact between Europeans
I'm talking.
They actually came first.
Yeah,
then
but they won't tell you that.
Right.
Because first of all, it's not really confirmed. There's not a lot of history besides old tellings. Whereas Europe, unfortunately, that's why is in a lot of history books, is because they have the written history and they have the ability to say, we did this. And there's a really interesting book I read. It's called Guns, Germs, and Steel. And what it does is this professor explains why Europeans and Eurasians evolved so much more quickly than groups of people near the equator. So he uses geography, he uses genetics, he uses biology, he uses history. He uses all this stuff to figure out, okay, why did Eurasians and Europeans, why were they building boats? Why were they doing international trade? Why were they doing colonization? You know, because you live in a part of the world where you can only grow food for 3 months a year.
Right.
You get cold, you have to build shelter, you have to build boats to go and explore, to hunt for spices for your food. And he said, just geography in general, this is why the evolution happened the way it was. Because when you live by the equator and it's 90 degrees all year round, how desperate are you to survive when it doesn't come to being eaten by predators? How desperate are you to survive and to expand? And so that's just a really interesting look on why the world evolved the way it did.
Yeah.
You know,
shit.
Yeah. So Europeans, they're building boats, you know, building houses to keep themselves warm. If you're in the equator, you live by the equator. If you want fish, you go out fish. If you want fruit, you go pick it from the tree. Yeah. It's kind of where that term low hanging fruit picker came from. You know, you just pick fruits off a tree. How much more are you going to do are you really gonna build boats to go and explore and colonize when you got what you need right there?
Right.
You know, so it's a pretty interesting way to look at the world.
What's the book
wars.
called?
Guns, Germs, and Steel.
Guns, Germs, and Steel.
Forgive me, I can't remember the name of the author, but
Well,
it's a really interesting book.
Dude, this was really fun.
It was.
This was a fun conversation.
It was.
Alexei, where
Yeah.
can everybody find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at it was _Lex the Flex, _Lex the dot flex. You can find me on Facebook at Alexei Vandenbrink. I
Look
do
you up
not-
on Spotify with.
Spotify, Lex the Flex. Yeah,
Lex
so
the Flex.
_Lex dot the chef.
There we go.
You can find me on Spotify and Apple
you
Music
got
at-
that as your picture, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
dude.
feeling myself that day,
Melodic
man.
stories, man.
Yeah, do it with passion or don't do it at all. Just fucking. That was my that was my attitude that
Yeah,
day.
dude.
If you're gonna do it, just do it with fucking passion. Own that shit.
And there's the favorite song music video. Gonna be
Favorite
doing
song?
another
Yep,
music
Mario
video here
Matthews,
soon.
Lex the Flex. Yeah,
Dude, this is fun, man.
it
This
was.
is fun. Everybody needs to look you up.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man. This is cool. Nice to
Anytime,
meet you
man.
guys.